understood that reference.
Hello and welcome to Legion of Creators, episode 57, and it's April 8th, 2026, on a Wednesday.
Not bad. Not bad.
Huh? What did you say? Didn't hear you there.
I'm Luke.
Are you?
He's slurring his words. He can't speak.
I'm Kenna.
There
And
it is.
I'm Joe,
All
the
right,
captain of the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be right back with the rest of the show talking about, all the new superhero stuff for the most part, If you don't know, then you're going to find out.
Legion of Creators.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
All right.
I tend to focus on the Wolverine and Deadpool bit on the intro.
I always look at the Peacemaker helmet.
I always look at the Peacemaker helmet. It's always fun looking at the Peacemaker helmet because I'm like, I can see the reflection. That still is one of the coolest things James Gunn has done. Like, I love that shot.
I do love that scene. I think that scene in general is one of the best scenes of the entire movie, right? I mean, not just the helmet part, but that whole fight.
The way they shot it, is brilliant. It's so brilliant.
Peacemaker
and underground. Wait.
Oh, what up? We got the 6'7" bandit.
The 6'7" bandit in the gang. 6'7" bandit here. That's pretty crazy.
Like, wait, how do I do this?
Yeah. So we got a good show for you guys. So should we start with the Marvel stuff since we have a few Marvel things because we have to talk about Daredevil. But then we also have news stuff to talk about as well. It's not a lot, but we have a couple things.
Take it away, Joe.
Okay. So as you guys know, it's been a pretty eventful, not super eventful, but it's been pretty eventful in our Marvel camp of things. So let's start with this. So the X-Men, a bunch of people have been reaching out to me and saying that they're nervous and worried because, oh no, the X-Men movie isn't even out yet, and people are saying there's already script rewrites. They're terrified. I got Jake messaging me. I got everyone telling me, and like Heath Ledger's Joker says, everyone's just losing their minds. Like they're going crazy. And I'm just like, but why? The movie, we don't even know what the movie is yet. So can we really judge that they're changing something in the script? Maybe they're changing something for a good reason. Like, script rewrites are normal. It is not a bad thing. But everyone wants to freak out about it. Like, it's like, oh, I didn't even see this script, but is this bad? It's concerning. It's X-Men, and they're rewriting the script. Oh, no.
Whatever. I agree, Joe. I think it's just like, hey, they want to they want to do something better. They think, So,
like, this is fucking X-Men. If they had like Mole Man meets the X-Men or something stupid, they want to up it to Mr. Sinister or something cooler. Like, it's the fucking X-Men. This ain't like Ant-Man 5.
Right, and there's a lot riding on it to be good. I feel,
Right.
So
the X-Men have been done.
Kind of makes sense at some point, probably, right? I mean, somebody might have been worried about it, but like, you just gotta see how it goes, right?
They're also taking a big risk on this one because they're giving this to a guy who has one good movie under his belt that people sort of like. Who is it? The guy that did Thunderbolts.
Oh, right, yeah.
So it's like, it's not like, at one time, yes, he did great with Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts showed great emotion, and X-Men, you need to do a lot of emotion and all that stuff. But I feel like my biggest thing is it has to pay off. Like, I've heard rumors that they have other people. Obviously, they have a lot of writers, a lot of people involved. But at the end of the day, the director still needs to direct. So you have to hope that this director is up to the challenge. Because I'm going to say this, and I know this is probably a hot take. Well, I love Thunderbolts. There's a big difference in doing a ragtag wannabe Suicide Squad movie and the fucking X-Men. Like it's
Right.
yes, it's great with these characters. It's great. He got the emotion with Yelena and David Harbour and all those other great, and he utilizes all those talents. But this is the fucking X-Men we're starting about. We haven't had a new X-Men movie that's titled X-Men in years, and this is out of the Fox era. This is going to be done by Disney and Marvel. So like,
It should almost have something like, like the Avengers have the Russo brothers, right?
yeah,
Right? Like, it should have
Mhm.
something like that to it. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
and the
Like,
thing that kind of bums me is like when I hear, I know the director's name, but when I hear, people ask me, "Oh, who's directing X Men?" Jake Schreier. It doesn't have that pop. It doesn't have that like, oh, like you think of the Avengers. You have Joe and Anthony Russo. Well, like you got that pop because they earned that
Unless
place.
maybe his movie of the X-Men is a success, and then maybe he makes himself a name, like his name becomes a thing for the X-Men, because that's kind of what happened with the Russos, right? I feel like
Yeah, no, they started somewhere. We all start from small
what
ground.
if
So
instead they got Zack Snyder?
yeah, I know Joe would really want that.
oh god, I would hate
Joe would
that.
be out.
Don't
Joe
don't
would
give
be
them
first at
ideas.
the
Don't.
door
So
for
I've been
Zack Snyder
rewatching.
X-Men.
I've been rewatching all of The Boys to catch up on the new season, and
Yeah.
there's one really funny joke when they're talking about like the movies or whatever, and it's like, oh, before the Joss rewrites or something. Like, there's so many good references to superhero stuff that was happening even at the time. Like they were doing the whole Joss rewrites for Justice League
Oh yeah.
from because he took over the movie before it actually
Yeah.
came out, and that's why they wanted the Snyder cut, right?
Yeah, Whedon took over. That's true.
Right. Yeah, remember all that? Like, you just kind of forget about stuff like that, I think. And like rewatching The Boys is such a like funny reminder of like superhero movies in general and like
Yeah,
where
it's
they were
funny when
at.
they reference stuff like that, like when they reference some funny things on like
Yeah.
all the like Marvel and DC jokes in there are just great. It's
Yeah, I
so
love
good.
it. Do we have any more Marvel news?
Yeah, so we were just talking about, so we finished up the script. So the script rewrites. What do you guys think, that you think they're adding anything new into this movie that wasn't added, or is it just fixing it up and making it better, do you guys think?
Well, my thing is that we don't really know what fully direction that they're going with the X-Men. So my best guess right now is that they're just fixing it up and making it better, because we still don't really have an idea.
Last I heard is
of-
they're doing an X-Men roster without without Wolverine, because it's up in the air whether Hugh Jackman is going to get the elixir of life and live forever, or if we're going to get a new actor.
Doing this till you're 90.
Yeah,
Doing
because
this till you're
we know we're
90.
getting him in. Even though they haven't been official reports of it, I'm pretty sure that at some point during Doomsday, we will get Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in a cameo, and then we're definitely gonna get him in Secret Wars, because everybody and their mom is gonna be in Secret Wars. Like that's that's definitely,
Yeah, that's pretty
that's my
much.
big joke about Secret Wars. It's like everyone and their mom is gonna be in Secret Wars. Also, Secret Wars starts filming in.
I just want Polka Dot Man and his mom though.
That'd be great, because apparently they got Apparently I heard yesterday that I guess Secret Wars is going to start filming in like, I think July. So that's kind of interesting. They're going to start that soon. But so we should be getting even more information about more characters to expect for that. So, but yeah. So
Retro Lad says Zombies season 2 confirmed by Marvel. Doesn't
but
care
then he says
for
he
it.
doesn't care for it.
I don't care for it either, to be honest. So
They're
I
gonna
don't
keep
care for it
making
either,
so
but I'm still gonna watch it because I watched the
I'll
first
give it-
season.
I'm
I
not
might as well
hyped
check
for it,
out
but
season 2.
I'm not hyped for it, and I didn't love Zombies, but I'll give it a chance because there's some cool things that came out of Zombies that I would like to see follow-ups to, potentially. Like, I would like, since this is the
I mean,
zombie
it
universe,
ended
we
on a
can bring characters
cliffhanger,
back.
so
Yeah, I'm interested to see where the cliffhanger goes. I like that. Thankfully, to Marvel Zombies, they gave us a cool concept. Like, I like what they did with Blade Moon Knight. I think that was cool. I like that we got to hear Mahershala Ali voice Blade Moon Knight. So, closest we'll ever get to ever seeing Mahershala Ali play Blade. So, I mean, we got something.
it just would have been so cool if they really did the actual Avengers and like really just gave us a real zombies Marvel
If they
Zombies
did a
like
zombies
story.
Avengers type thing, that would have been
know.
really cool. I would have liked that. I agree.
I
think that's
just
fair.
did not care for like. I just remember I was just. What was it? Was it Captain Marvel? She showed up fighting. Was it Captain Marvel fighting that internal guy, zombies or whatever, in the dead whatever thing? I remember thinking like, oh my god, is that zombie Storm? Because they were fighting in the thunder and lightning. I'm like, is
Right.
that Storm? Was not Storm.
You're
Please,
saying
X-Men, please.
so that statement doesn't make sense. Oh, sorry. Hold up. Oh yeah, that was interesting. So Retrod said, "I haven't enjoyed this season of Daredevil since season 3 of so that's what I'm
Well,
confused
before
about.
we get to Daredevil, though,
Yeah, we'll
do
get
you
there
have
in a
any
minute. I just
more-
wanted to wonder what he meant by that because is he saying
What he's
not
saying is that
enjoying
he
this
hasn't
season?
enjoyed. He's
Enjoyed
saying that he's
def-
enjoying this season. He's
Yeah.
enjoying
Yeah.
season 2 of Born Again as much as he enjoyed it of DOG Netflix.
Okay, I was
So
confused.
he's
by that 'cause
basically
his-
saying season 1 of the new isn't that great because
yeah,
that's like
which we all agree. That's
right.
That's a common theme, even though we enjoy aspects
I
of
still
it.
think it was good. I still think
Yeah.
it was good.
It just had some issues that they had to iron out, and it's clear that they did that. Which we'll talk about later. But then, because speaking of Daredevil, the other Marvel stuff we have is Born Again season 3 is already filming, and I have from filming details and every information I could find, I have found out some information to expect, and unfortunately, Spider-Man's trailer kind of also reveals some information because they put the trailer out before season 2 ends. And I'm gonna dance around a couple things, like obviously we know eventually Fisk gets defeated, blah blah. So we're gonna move past that. But I have heard that season 3 is gonna be the first Daredevil season, probably ever, to be less focused on Fisk. Like after this season, we're kind of going to put him away for a little bit. Like he'll be in. Yep, we're covering the leaks, Retro Lad. We're covering the leaks. Don't worry. So because it's not really that shocking. There are a couple things that we've talked about, and one of these things gets kind of confirmed by a fan theory here that I think is interesting when you hear about one of the villains I'm about to bring up that's on the roster. So Fisk is going to have a role in season 3, but apparently he's going to flee the country after he loses, which sounds very, very similar to something another person in reality would do if shit hit the fan. So that's kind of interesting. So what do you guys think about Fisk not being as involved for the next season of Daredevil? Do you guys think it's time for Fisk to go and save him for when we bring the whole street level Marvel throwdown type deal, or like?
I think they need it's good because you get the chance to switch over to another villain, one that's been underutilized this whole time. Stiltman. Where is our Stiltman season? That's what I really want.
I mean, that would be great to see.
So.
I mean, from what I understand, we're gonna have quite a few villains in this new season because apparently, and I know, and people can make it this as well. This is gonna be like, even though we have them building the army and stuff. See, it's sad that Kingpin can't be in the Spider-Man to connect with Daredevil. Eventually, he can. They'll eventually get that figured out. It's just not right now. But so the other thing we got to talk about.
I legitimately want Stiltman. What if like he's not only good at like stilting and like like his stilts, like you got to modernize them. All right, these aren't like old wooden.
Make them more
stilts.
scarier.
Well, they're gonna do this. They're gonna do these seasons
but like
annually.
stilts
So
come out of his shoes. You know what I mean? Like and he can just like make this giant leap and be like away instantly, right? Like, and not only is he good at doing this in real life, but like let's say it's also like a metaphor for what he does, in like his career, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I think
like
I think
I don't know
that's true.
Stiltman that well, right? But let's say he like rises the ranks easily because he's a smart guy, like he's Stiltman in more ways than one.
Yeah,
so
apparently what I heard in terms of the roster is this season of Daredevil we're still kind of building off from season 1, and even though we know we know Jessica's coming in later in the season, Daredevil's getting his army, whatever, other characters are going to pop up. This season still won't be full out return. That's funny. I see what you did there. Like Joe said, we need Oh, yeah, I did say that last night during the watch party. That's right. I would love. We're going to talk about him
That
in a
would be
minute too,
great.
because I got something to say
Mm-hmm.
about him as well. He's about to get a lot more focus in season 3 because apparently, from what I heard, of this villains roster, season 3 is going to be more of a Defenders show than of a season than it will be a Daredevil. Like it will still be Daredevil,
Right.
like it's still be called Daredevil, but it's going to be more like Defenders season 2, where I think, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I firmly believe that they're going to be doing a lot of Frank Miller stuff next season. And one thing I think they're going to do is Matt's going to go to prison at the end of this season. And because he goes to prison, I think we're going to get Iron Fist in the Daredevil suit, stopping criminals like they did in the comics. And I think that we're going to see Luke, Jessica, all of them kind of doing their thing, and eventually they'll come together. But they have a lot of things to come together against, because even though we don't have Fisk, here's what we do have confirmed. So Bullseye will be back as an adversary once Fisk is out of the way. Bullseye is not joining up with Defenders or doing any new Avengers.
Yeah, no, he's
weird
on his
shit
own.
just because Mr. Charles is. This alliance with Matt is temporary. So even though
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk about him in Daredevil, in season 3 they'll go back to being enemies. Possibly. I've heard rumors
Oh,
of it.
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
Secret
what
War
Joe said, everybody and their
or
mama
Doomsday.
gonna be in Secret
Yeah.
Wars.
Oh, I definitely think they'll be there. Yeah. So the Defenders are definitely going to be
One
there.
or the other, right? I don't
Yep. So then that's probably half the reason why they're bringing them into Daredevil season 3 so heavily, and why they're so heavily into season 2 even.
know.
So
What if like Daredevil? So I don't think we're gonna get a Daredevil season 4 of Born Again because Disney doesn't like to do more than 3 seasons of stuff in a row,
has that
right?
been a trend? Has
Yes,
it?
they've been doing that forever. And I wouldn't be surprised to get like season 4, Daredevil and the Defenders.
They could do that. A new
Mm.
show with the. I
Instead
would
of
be
a
down.
Defenders show, you just turn Daredevil into a, ride the momentum of that show. You could do that, make him still kind of central, but
Yeah.
also make them important to it too now, and have
Yeah.
somewhere
I
to
think
go with the
that's.
show.
I think that would be really
Just an
cool.
idea.
So we have our Defenders. So we're gonna have our heroes. We're gonna do our cool thing where they're all gonna be together, fighting together in New York, and then Matt will be in prison, and then eventually he'll get out. What we have to go up against the Defenders will be dealing with the problems in New York. So we got Bullseye, we got the Hand, as we saw in Spider-Man. That's gonna be a big thing in season 3, and I see what you did with the hand motion. That's funny. And then apparently, I will not reveal the identity, even though it's been theorized for a while. It does sound like that Lady Muse is on the table as a confirmed antagonist for season 3. So whether it becomes Heather or someone else, we're gonna get Muse, the Hand, Bullseye, all as adversaries for next season. So, which makes sense because while the Hand is in Spider-Man, and while people like to say that the Hand is connected to Daredevil, the Hand is really connected to Iron Fist. So the Hand really being a problem in season 3 and all that stuff makes you're saying no to Retrolad. I'm confused.
No,
about
just
that.
finish your thought. Finish your thought,
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah. Sorry, that's right. Sorry. Yeah. So Iron Fist, they've always had a problem with Iron Fist. So I think that him being prominent in season 3, and we've talked about this for a while, so we can talk about the elephant in the room because I know people like to spread rumors. The fact, yes, not only will Iron Fist back, but it will be Finn Jones. You guys are gonna have to live with it. There's set photos that prove it. Finn Jones is still Iron Fist, so get over it.
I'm
Hey,
sure
let
he'll
him
be
still
better.
Yeah, he'll probably
Yep.
redeem himself, So
Mhm.
let's give him a shot.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
better writers.
yeah,
So
Yeah, I just know people
I'm
like to
down.
bitch about it, so I'm just like, so I like to
I
put that
know
out
people
there
like to bitch about everything.
because I've been
so.
literally saying like I'm ready to no to Underground. Okay, yeah, no, but yeah. So what do you guys think about what's on the table for season 3? Does it sound like you guys are looking forward to it? Bullseye in full circle.
I think
killing
I
people.
I do
Go
think
ahead,
season
Kenna.
3 sounds like it will be the best season out of the 2.
Oh,
Like
I
it
also
just gets
forgot
better
one
and better.
character to. I also forgot one more character to add on that roster because I don't know if
Oh,
she's
yeah?
a good guy or a villain yet because she's tied to both sides. Elektra is
Okay.
also in season 3.
Right. I was just actually I've been thinking about her. I think we're gonna
So
get to see
Elektra
Elektra again soon.
has also been seen filming. I just don't know
So-
because when she was last used in Defenders, she was a villain with the Hand. So I'm trying to
Right.
figure out if she's going to come back.
I'm going to
as a-
assume if the hand is coming back that she's still going to be associated with them, but I can see her being like with them in the beginning, but then near the end maybe not.
I also, well, actually, I think the hand is going to be throughout the season. And what I think they're going to be, even though there's going to be a lot of other villains here, one thing I think about this is I think the hands might start bad, but I think the purpose of the season, which is why I still am kind of thinking there might be something Daredevil-esque in Spider-Man, because the hand being involved there, is because I think that Daredevil isn't going to get out of prison in like a trial or any like normal like legal way. I think the hand will eventually be the reason that he gets out of prison, because I think that they're going to do the thing from the Frank Miller comics where Daredevil and Elektra are both leading the hand. Because the hand are leaderless right now. If you follow what happened in Defenders, all the leaders are dead. So Elektra probably is the current leader, but she probably can't do it alone. So they're going to con Matt into leading it, like they do in the comics. Because the other big thing, because the other big thing that we know is, and the last thing I'll say on this is that Daredevil, Charlie Cox, when he plays Daredevil, normally has like the stubble when he's as Matt Murdock. But the other thing that confirms the prison thing is when they're filming, Charlie has a big like bushy beard, which is what he had, which is what he looked like when he was King Daredevil in the comics. So I think we're getting King Daredevil in season 3, which makes me hella excited. So yeah. So
to answer Underground, just to answer Underground really quickly, he asked why we didn't see the Defenders in Endgame or Infinity War, and to simply answer that, it's like, I mean, Retro said it already, but it's not even just the rights issue. It's just really because the Defenders just simply don't line up with the Infinity storyline at all, in no matter what capacity. I'm sure there's probably a version out there, maybe, but they just don't match up. That's all.
Yeah, we never even heard like what they witnessed during, even though this is all meant to be somewhat connected. Did they ever reference like, did anybody like disappear during the
blip in season 1 of Born Again a little bit?
Okay,
but then
so
it was
they did
a
little bit.
They just kind of like, okay, that happened, glossed over. Now it's Daredevil time.
So they just kind of ripped the Band-Aid off.
About the blip anymore.
Yeah, they just kind of ripped the Band-Aid off and went with it. All right, so so that's the Daredevil thing.
The blip.
Yeah, the blip. Who cares? Yeah,
right.
It's just a major 5-year thing. Who cares?
Yeah, so that was the Daredevil thing. That was the thing with like season 3 filming happening. Season 3 sounding very promising.
I do want to say just more in depth of the actual episode 4 Daredevil is that I do think that this episode was definitely the best. I've said that before many times, but
we're gonna get to that. That's coming. We're gonna all dive into the episode of Daredevil in a minute.
Okay.
That's our next
I just want to say that it was really good. I thought it was better than
I'm excited to hear your in-depth thoughts on why you thought it was so good. So we'll be getting there. So the other thing that we have is, so like I said, we got a new trailer. They like to do this all the time. For whatever reason, Marvel decided to release a trailer for the rest of the season of Born Again. We're going to skip over everything that's in Born Again. I will make a nod that at the end of the trailer, they did start teasing up the Punisher special. And we got our first official proper footage, since it literally comes out right after Daredevil ends, because the special's dropping May 12th. And so, yeah, you get a good look at John Bernthal with a big beard and his new Punisher look. Nice fade cut. Looks like he's taking out some mobsters. I'm still really hoping, we'll mention this in the episode 4 review, I'm still hoping somehow, some way, I want one member of the task force to make it out of Daredevil season 2, just to make it in the special, because I want Pal to get the worst, most brutal death they can possibly imagine. So I'm really hoping that I just really hope he wants his way out. Because I'll say one thing, is what I love to see the Daredevil. I said it in season 1, but every time Pal is on screen, I just want to wish I could just hit him myself. Like every single time I see him, that's awesome, Retrolad. I get so angry. So it's like, I want Punisher to casually bump into Punisher, still wearing his task force gear with the Punisher symbol on it. And Frank just being like, "Oh, you think you can wear my symbol over here?" Like, I just want to see it, man. I just think that the special is the best way for that character to die. Just bumping into Punisher casually, just no reason for it. Just he's walking the streets of New York, and then there's Punisher just right there. Like,
Joe, you have made a tradition out of becoming the Punisher on this
I know. I can't
show.
help it, man.
I love it so much, Joe.
I,
No, I love it so
I-
much. I was gonna maybe try to I was gonna be like, what do you think Punisher would sound
right.
like? But I didn't
No,
even have to. I was just
no.
like, he's gonna do it.
I just
He's
have
gonna
to. Every
do
time
it.
I bring up the Punisher, it's got to be my thing because it's just like I
We need
love
to
John
make a
Bernthal's The Punisher.
Joe Punisher
Compilation.
Yeah,
yeah, literally.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, bud.
Hey, Webs.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
So
good.
that
It's
was
so
really
good,
yeah.
Joe.
So I think like
I love how much you love
so I think
Punisher.
that was
Mhm.
definitely I think that was my last Marvel thing. Unless anyone had any other Marvel things that they. Well, Kenna, you
For
said
the
you had a Marvel
news.
comic. Yeah, you had a Marvel comic to talk about,
Oh,
right?
I mean, I did. It's an old comic. It's very short. I read a 2010 one shot of an X-Men. I think it was like X-Men Curse of something, or was it Curse of the X-Men? It was Curse of the X-Men, Storm and Gambit, and it's basically it's connected to a bunch of other short one shots comics too. But it's like uh vampires are trying to invade San Francisco. And so it's the X-Men and like Blade. Blade doesn't show up in the one that I read, but he's in one. And it's Storm and Gambit who are trying to get to this vampire island um to like revive Dracula to defeat Dracula's son. And I just read it because I'm like, oh my god, it's Storm and Gambit, my favorite X-Men, and it's about vampires. I mean, it was basically the premise was made for me, and I was also just trying to read more X-Men or more Marvel things because I've been mostly reading a lot of DC. Um,
Yeah.
it was a very good one
D-
story, and it was very nice Storm centric. Oh, they do reference
DC
that
shill.
they do reference that Storm in at this time of the story is married to T'Challa because they call her the Queen of Wakanda.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, so and like it was a very good like I'm curious to read more because there's something like Storm has to do something that she doesn't want to do. And at the end she's talking to Gambit being like, I feel bad for doing this, and then like Gambit's like, hey, it's okay that you feel bad for it. It would only be worrisome if you didn't feel bad for doing the decision that you had to make. And then she's like, that's when I'm afraid that one of the next time that the line is gonna be crossed, I'm not gonna like something. So it was just like a very good one shot and very interesting to Storm's character. Um, I'm trying to. Oh, another DC comic that I would recommend. After the Marvel one that I read, Batman Dark Patterns. It's written by Waters, I believe his name is,
Ooh.
and it came out in 2024. And they even said in I missed it because it gave me major Batman 2022 vibes, but it literally
Ooh.
said I think on the back of the comic that it's literally inspired by the movie. So it definitely has stuff. It's also the artist who made Absolute Wonder Woman. It did the art for this book as well. It's the perfect vibe of Robert Pattinson's Batman, but also this uh the classic Batman feel. Like he has the Batcave, there's the giant dinosaur, he has the big Batmobile, but it also has that tone in the story of Batman 22, just slightly different. Like it's a murder mystery, there's like fires happening, they don't know what's happened. And like three bad guys. I think like Scarface shows up. That was my big thing. I was like, oh my god, it's Scarface. But it's and then Firefly, I believe his name shows up.
Wait, for those who don't know, because I was over here like Scarface from the movie Scarface, or like who's
I know,
Scarface?
fake
You know what I mean?
Batman fan over there.
Who's Scarface? Who's Scarface again?
Scarface is the alternate personality of what's his name? Dr. Wesker. And Scarface is a puppet.
From Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
No. Not he is a puppet mafia boss, Scarface is, and Wesker controls the puppet because he's a ventriloquist. But what's interesting is that not only is it Dr. Wesker, but someone else takes over the Scarface personality in the comic, and that was very interesting, and I like that bit. And then there's a new villain, or I think it's new. I never saw him before until this comic, but I think Child of Fire is his name. That's the big bad of the comic.
Okay.
And it was just a very good. I think it's only what 8 issues. Yeah, and I read it all in one night, and it's very captivating. It's just a very good Batman comic. I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about it, and it came out in 2024, so maybe they did talk about it during that year. And obviously, I'm just now getting into comics, so I'm a little reading through different timelines.
And what's it called again?
Batman Dark Patterns by Dan Waters.
Okay.
So
That's 2024.
Yep.
Just for anybody who is interested,
Mhm.
you know, it's nice to
Okay.
have it
especially
there
if you're
couple
a
times.
fan of Batman in general, or you're a fan of Batman 2022, the movie, I would recommend reading it. Or just a comic fan in general too. Just read
Right.
it.
Yeah, you were saying it has vibes like the Batman.
Well,
Yeah,
that's kind
mhm.
of that's
The
kind of
Batman.
cool.
The Batman.
That's kind of cool.
Mhm.
That's
Those
really
are my
interesting.
2 comics that I read recently. Of course, I'm caught
Okay.
up on my absolutes, but that will be for
Right.
another. Can't get
Well,
into
that's
that right
awesome.
now.
That's cool. All right, so I guess we
Mhm.
should start talking about shows on the podcast then. So I guess since we're talking about Marvel, we should dive into Daredevil.
Da-da.
Yeah. So this week we got the 4th episode of Daredevil Born Again, season 2. So this was the Bullseye centric episode. So and from so centric that they even gave us the very moment of the beginning of the episode with literally him just like seeing what his life is like on day to day for this psycho assassin that starts off pretty brutal.
You're such a good boy.
He's such a good boy.
You're such a good man. Or whatever his neighbor says to him in the
Yeah.
beginning of the episode. Yeah. And he clearly, you know, he gets along with everybody. He lives his life. He's got OCD, it seems like.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised he didn't like start fixing all the napkins and the forks in the diner scene before he drinks his milkshake and he's looking at all
banana milkshake.
I just love that he throws Frank
Yeah.
Castle under the bus in the diner scene to call the ATM over there. He's like, he
was using him as bait, essentially, trying to be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
come here,
Yeah, right.
come here, task force." Yeah.
No, it's funny though.
Mhm.
And it just takes them all out.
The fact that they did that in a kitchen where he literally like he normally always carries knives on him, but like the fact that he had like forks and like an entire kitchen of just
Great.
that scene was the perfect way to start the episode. And what I love about this episode is not only do you have like Bullseye showing up and taking out the task force, but we even got like this episode is so jam-packed. We even got a Bullseye and Daredevil like rematch, which we haven't had in a while because we did have a fight in season 1, but we got a little bit of a moment between them when he meets him over in the church area, or where his apartment is. So I thought that was really cool. That we got that, and of course we'll talk about this more later in the review. But we also have the big banger at the end that we all knew was going to happen. But man, I would not want to take.
I didn't expect it to happen in this episode, so that's why I'm.
I knew it was going to happen in this episode. For some reason, something about Marvel and just in general events, bad things happen at big promotional boxing matches. I don't know why. I just have a feeling that bad things happen at these big global events. It's like, you know, you look at what happened in some iterations of Matt's father. Matt's father is killed in a couple different iterations of the story because during where Kingpin takes place at the boxing match, like in the Ben Affleck movie, they did it that way, and I think there's a couple comics where they even told that story too, where he gets taken off. But like, so there's just in general, you see these bad things happen. They've been toying around with, like, I knew the moment that Vanessa was there, I was like, yeah, she's gone. Like, I was like, okay, he's gonna send her away. Is she gonna actually stay away? And then, nope. And then she's gone. Like, and the one thing, it took me a minute because when I saw it, like when I saw the stuff, when I saw it all got potentially stopped, the way the camera panned, I was like, wow, Bullseye actually missed. And then I was like, he doesn't miss. And then I looked at and I was like, yep. Like when I saw that chunk of the like trophy in her head, I was like,
the shard in her,
yeah. So this is a really good episode. It's got top tier. I like the dialogue in this episode. I like the action. I think it's really good.
Great episode.
Yeah.
Great episode.
Yeah, I think it was really good. I really liked how they did.
I agree with Kenna. I think it's the best one of the
I
season
agree.
so far.
I think we're all on the same page, even though I was one of the people that liked the particular prison fight with Swordsman and Daredevil in episode 3.
right.
I think this is
Like
a
I
much
said-
stronger episode. And like
like I
Retro
said
Lads
in the
said,
watch party earlier, it's like episode 3 wasn't bad, but without that prison scene, like if that episode didn't have it, it probably wouldn't be as
as
good.
highly regarded. Yeah.
But I think with episode 4, it's like hit scene after hit scene. Like I was like when Bullseye was in the diner, I almost said bullet, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I've been
Well
trying
said,
not to
Bullet,
call.
not gonna lie.
It's just I'm so used to doing that
Bullet
to
strikes again.
bullet,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Bullet
Bullseye.
comes back.
I mean, Bullseye, like that. He obviously because it was more a Bullseye centric episode. Of course, he was one of the biggest highlights, I believe. He's a very captivating character, and I think he
Yep.
really holds this show together. Because I think Daredevil Born Again would be very lackluster without Bullseye being included, and I think it's so great that we had this episode with him more in it. Like the diner scene, and like he acts very nice and to the lady, and he's like, this is the best banana milkshake ever. And then he calls the task force, and like he goes, he kills them all, and then he uses the
I
ketchup
like it
to
when
like
he's
do his
talking to the.
signature
I like it when he's talking to
on
the
the door.
civilian in the diner with the dog.
Oh, with the
and
dog,
he's like,
yeah.
and he's like, I'm
Mhm.
one of the good guys.
Yeah.
Oh
And he's
man,
like, please don't
that's
kill
funny.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, dogs in restaurants very unsanitary. And he's like, please don't kill me,
Yeah.
please don't
Right.
kill me. I thought that was good. And
Yeah.
then like it's Matt Murdock is in the church and asking for Bullseye, and like Bullseye, like Luke said earlier with the apartment scene, with the lady, and then also just like the conversation that Bullseye and Daredevil had, where he's like, I'm gonna do the thing that you won't do. And he's like, don't turn Kingpin into a martyr, which I think is a very great standpoint between, again, with the ideology of Daredevil being like, and like how he has conversations with Frank is like, I don't believe in killing the bad guys. I want to actually make them serve time and serve jail, because I think
Yeah.
killing them makes them get away with it too easily. But then you have like Castle's side of things being like, well, if I just kill them, they won't do their crimes ever again. And Bullseye's on that side a little bit, not to the same extent as Castle is, but a little bit there. But I think even though we would obviously want Kingpin to not be the main bad guy anymore, doing like the task, or like using the task force and whatever. But Daredevil is right in the sense, if Bullseye were to kill Kingpin, everybody in New York would like.
I keep thinking
I
bullet.
know.
Yeah.
Bullet. Just kidding.
That's crazy.
Bullseye would make, even though he would get the job done of getting rid of Kingpin, and Kingpin does have his fair share of haters in New York City that are not, vigilantes. It is just the random
Yeah.
civilians. There's obviously also people who are in support of him. So if Kingpin did die by Bullseye, not Bullet, Bullseye, Kingpin, he would be essentially turned into a martyr. There would be people being like throwing, memorials for him, or like, it would be a
Right,
big deal. And
100%.
Daredevil wouldn't want that, because that's not right. Daredevil wants to take
Yeah.
down Kingpin the right way, and the proper way,
And
to show everybody
for
how
the first
truly
time,
corrupt he is.
and for the first time in his presidency, I thought maybe it is better if he doesn't get assassinated.
Yeah.
Like, all right, thanks, Daredevil. You gave me a new perspective.
Right. No, I
Yeah.
was thinking that too. I'm like, damn, you're right. This would be like, yeah. But I'm trying to. I had something else, but no, it's like obviously the reason why Bullseye got Vanessa is because Vanessa was the one who ordered him, and he's like, I don't really like this chick. And obviously he knew it would get to Kingpin, obviously to a core. And also,
Yep.
I think I'm excited to see again, like I said earlier, what I liked about the conversation between Bullseye and Daredevil, and they did bring him up. They did, but I'm expecting they're gonna bring him up more again, where it's like, well, I killed Vanessa because it was Vanessa who told me to kill Foggy. She,
Yep.
trying to redirect the blame.
Well, I
And then
think we might
Daredevil's like,
see
no,
more
no,
of
don't
that.
twist this on Foggy,
I think we might see more of that, because now the one thing I'm
Mhm.
really interested in finding out about is I've heard next episode, because of the death of Vanessa, I think next episode we're going to have, I don't know, I hope it doesn't contain the whole episode, but I think we're going to get a decent bit of flashbacks next episode, because I think we're going to get, I've seen that they brought the actor back for it. So I think we're going to see Fisk's henchman, Wesley, because I heard the actor had filmed like redone scenes from the Netflix show.
Wow.
And then we do know, even though he's not coming back officially this season, I do know that they shot behind the scenes new flashbacks of Foggy. So
All right.
I think we'll see some Foggy in this next episode, and I think we'll see. But I'm wondering, because it's a cliffhanger
I miss
when they
Foggy.
when they get out of the window. I'm wondering at the end of the episode, I'm wondering if we're gonna see Daredevil and Bullseye in the next episode on the. Yeah, I reckon Vanessa's funeral. That would make sense.
You
But
reckon?
I'm wondering if we're going to show in this next episode them on the run from the task force now, because the way that they
Retro's throwing is Southern American, and not South American.
because the way they went,
Southern North.
because the way that they went out of the way that they fell out when after Bullseye kills Vanessa, Daredevil grabs him out the window, and then they start running to where he runs after him, right? So is he going to just be chasing him the next episode? And then they catch up, or I wonder what's gonna happen.
I think that's how. I mean, that's how I think the episode should start, but I don't know. Could not possibly, but I do think. I think it is. I think it is most likely it's gonna be a smooth connection where it's Daredevil's chasing him and then they catch up. Yeah.
And then I think what's ultimately gonna happen, even though Daredevil doesn't like what he did, I'm sure that even though Karen's gonna be furious about it, I think that Daredevil and Bullseye will, for this part, now be painted both in the same light, because Fisk already wants to get Daredevil, and now he wants to get Bullseye twice as hard. So now the task force is going to be after both of them. And they were already putting hard pressure on Matt, and I'm sure that Bullseye was still on that list somewhere. But now I think that Fisk wants Bullseye more than he wants Matt. And he still wants Matt quite a bit, don't get me wrong, because he'll always be Daredevil and Kingpin. Yeah. And I also think that, you even saw it in shades of this episode. We're about to see a whole bit of Kingpin that we probably have never seen in this universe. Because
more violent. I mean, the cracks.
With Vanessa gone, he's going to be very
he's not going to be
very
changed.
uncaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna start seeing the crack show.
Yeah.
We're gonna that the governor that she just got to agree to back them obviously isn't going to back just him, right? So that's gonna be one of the first things to fall apart. I think the rest of the season is gonna be the seams literally falling apart on him. Everyone's gonna start seeing him as a criminal, right? And it's going to end his term.
My hope for the mural.
And he's going to go back to being.
Yeah, my hope is, because we know we have to defeat him in the end. My hope is that even without the mural stuff that happens, I still think that there's going to be a point in this season where, with all the events that have been leading up to this, I think that that Fisk is going to just find another way to go after these vigilantes hard for his own, revenge for what everything happened. And I think that he's probably in the next couple episodes here, as we can see, Daredevil's still getting more and more allies. I think there is a war brewing. I think we've been seeing fights, we've been seeing little bits of it, but I think by the finale, probably every episode now, we're just gonna see this war get more intense, especially towards the very end, now that we're headed towards the end of the season.
Right. And I also think not only is Kingpin gonna crack and Mayor Fisk is gonna crack and then Kingpin really comes back. I also think, especially how he acted in this episode as well with BB, I think we're gonna get more. I think because Vanessa's now gone, right? I think Kingpin is also gonna even be more getting his claws into Daniel more and trying to make him the next Kingpin in a way, especially with the way that when they were going to the boxing match. When BB was asked for a photo, he's like, I didn't know I was on a date with a celebrity. But it was a joke, but also it was very much of in the way that he said it, his tone, it was almost a mixture of concern, but also threatening in a little bit of a way. Is my best way to describe it, because it's nearing that. It feels like it's gearing towards what we've talked about before, where it's Kingpin is gonna make Daniel do something to the BB report, something, something. Yeah.
Do you think?
Especially with
that
Vanessa's
he's
gone. I feel like Kingpin's gonna be like, well, my wife's dead, so you gotta kill your girl to prove your
Yeah,
loyalty to
I mean,
me.
I'm just
I can
wondering
see
if
that
he's
happening.
if Fisk finds out about BB because of the history of BB and who BB's connected to. I'm
Mhm.
wondering if
Yeah.
BB is actually going to, like, if he finds out, is it as simple as sending Buck to do it and Buck forces Daniel to do it and we push Daniel down this dark path, or because of what he already had done to her uncle, is he going to be at a place now where he's so angry and such a loose cannon that he's going to have to take matters into his own hands as well, because he's done some dark shit. But
Right.
how old is BB? She's pretty young, right?
She's like the
If
same age
you-
as Daniel. They're like early 20s, aren't they? They're like
okay,
20.
so it'd be like killing
I'm
an adult,
assuming.
but he
Yeah.
hasn't he
But
hasn't
still
ever
young
murdered.
adult.
He hasn't murdered any females before, right? Like, is he not, like, he hasn't killed anyone that's a girl that we know of? Like,
I
'cause he's
don't know. I'm not a
because I
Kingpin
know he's
expert.
killed. Because I know he's definitely killed guys, but I don't think he's ever killed anyone that's a girl.
Again, I really see more. I think when it comes
Pushing
to
into
Kingpin
Daniel, yeah.
unleashing his rage, it is going to be more likely towards Daredevil and Bullseye. And when
Yeah.
it comes to BB, he'll have Daniel do something or one of his
Something I'm
henchmen,
wondering about.
something
I'm
like
glad you
that.
mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that, because something I wondered about that is in the promo. They actually, for some reason, when Disney Plus was announcing this episode coming out, they made a weird mistake. They put a promo out, and the promo had all the footage from this episode, right? But the
Mhm.
promo ended with something that was not in this episode, and it was a scene that I think is later in the season. I don't even think it will be in episode 5, but it is in an upcoming episode, and it is that we're going to get a rematch, not with Defenders, but with a one-on-one between Daredevil and Fisk. And Fisk has his classic white suit, and Daredevil is in his new black suit. But what's interesting is they're in a place where all Vanessa's, like, I forget what they called her painting back in the Netflix show, but, like, it has the background of her painting where she was in, and they're fighting, and it's a very brutal fight. And, like, I'm wondering just how much it's going to take for that, because so far he's been sending the task force after Daredevil. Is this enough to make him, like, is Daredevil finding out where he is and he's fighting him, or is Fisk know where Daredevil is and he's called him out? Because that's what I wonder. Like, what's it
I
going to
can
be
also
that?
see Fisk being like, "Hey, Daredevil, I'm at this location. Let's meet up
Yeah,
to fight." You know.
Yeah, he could do that too.
Rabbit in a
Yes,
snowstorm.
that's the one. I saw that.
I just watched season 1.
Yeah, I'm glad you had that
it's
memorized. It's been
pretty
a
fresh
minute
for
for me.
me.
So yeah, so he mentioned that. Like, there's an image where he's in the white suit and Daredevil's in the black suit, and you can see the painting where they're fighting behind. So, and he's definitely in this fight. Daredevil and Kingpin have always been pretty at odds with each other, and they've always had really good fights. But this one, he's really trying to kill him. Like, from what I can see.
You think they're gonna step up past playing footsies?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because it was brutal from what I saw. I just wonder what episode it will come in, because it's like because it's definitely they've been hinting at it. I've seen a couple other promos previously show it, and then they showed it in the the longer trailer for the later in the season. But I know a lot of my previous bets have been, oh, it's a face off between the two of them, probably the finale then. But they keep showing it like it's coming soon, and I'm just like, so I'm hoping that it's just that they made a mistake, and it's because I don't think it would be episode 5, because episode 5 sounds like
No.
Bullseye and Daredevil on the run,
episode 5
Vanessa
either.
funeral. If I had to guess, if it's not the finale, maybe penultimate, maybe the thing that Daredevil needs to get the other heroes involved in is maybe episode 7. This would be a really cool direction for a superhero show to take. And this is just a theory. I don't have any information on this, right? But because he's so enraged and so, like, unhinged now, imagine if Fisk actually beats Daredevil to a bloody pulp in episode 7 to lead into the finale. And, like, he has to get Jessica on that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, literally in the first before the show came out, the trailer was, Daredevil down on his look, and Jessica's like, "I'm here," So
Yeah.
I
So
can
is he
see
in the
that
church
happening.
because he lost? Is that what that's that scene is gonna be? Do you think?
Maybe,
Do you think he tried
I
to
don't
swing
know.
at
But something's
Daredevil
gonna
and
happen.
Fisk just beat him so bad that
I mean, he can be in the church either
Yeah.
way, just because it seems like he's kind of starting to come back to it. We
Right,
see that in
yeah,
this
he's starting
episode,
back
right?
to
The first
yeah.
time he's in the
Yep.
church in a long time. One thing I want to say about the show in general,
Yeah.
though, is the pacing this season has been incredible.
Yeah.
Agreed. Like, yeah, no, like just it's been good episode after good episode after good episode. Like coming from Invincible, where it's like there really was a dip in one of the episodes, and the rest of the season's been really
Yeah.
good. You know what I mean? Like Daredevil hasn't really done that, even if it has still building in the beginning of the show and
Yeah.
everything. And like this is the best one so far, right? Like it's moving.
Yeah.
Like something I could see out of a show like this is this fight that just happened with Fisk, like that being built up towards more of the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like I was watching it, and part of the episode, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they pushed the fight off to the next episode. But they didn't even. They just did it, you know. Like, and I like that. I like the pacing is good. We have time for a lot more. Like, I would have never expected to have already.
I mean,
seen the boxing
they had to
match
get
in
this. They
episode
had to
4.
get this boxing match done and out of the way, because I think from here on out, the whole season now, because we have, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 5, 6, and 7 from this point onward, there'll be story moments, and like we're probably gonna get the flashbacks that they talked about. I think it will also be straight out action from here, because I think this is where the war really kicks into high gear. Like at the end of episode 7, not episode 7, episode 3, after the prison break, we had the thing where they blew up the ship, right? I think that starts like the chain reaction of like from here, the task force has been bad, they've been doing bad things, but now the people start to stand up, and now they start to, as time moves on, the people are going to start to rally behind Daredevil, and like even in Chip Zdarsky's run, they have where citizens literally start taking Daredevil homemade masks and going up against the task force. So we're definitely getting to that point at some point. So I think right now, like if I had to make a prediction, I think Jessica's coming in episode 6, and I think 6 and 7, Daredevil and Jessica are just going to hit the task force where it hurts.
Which ones?
What'd you say?
Which ones? Which
episode
episodes?
6. I think episode 6 and 7.
6 and what?
Oh, I see.
Oh.
I see what you're doing.
Okay.
6. Oh gosh, I just had fallen at it. I didn't say it the other way. I said, dang it. But episode 6, separately 7. Those 2 episodes will. I think that's where you're gonna get. You're gonna get Jessica in big way. Like I could see after episode 5, maybe something happens where Matt. Maybe the ending of episode 5 is the fight with Fisk. Then maybe after the funeral, because I'm trying to think what's gonna put Matt in that church. Because in the trailer, the church is the Matt we see in the church is depressed about something. Like he's not.
And Matt's always depressed about something.
But this season so far, he's got Karen. He seems happy. He's trying to stick it to Fisk. Like he hasn't had any moment this season where I feel like yeah, Bullseye mentioning Foggy and shit. That definitely hurts, and he's still feeling that. But there's got to be something that pushes that.
I think it's a mixture of Foggy, but I also think Daredevil. I think Daredevil is lost in the sense of like he doesn't know how to handle. Like with not only is he trying to take down Kingpin as the mayor, but like now he has Bullseye, and then like the Foot, and then Punisher, and then Elektra, or like Elektra coming in season 3, or like now the Defenders are coming back. And I think that's another thing too. I think that's why the Defenders are gonna come back, and like you said, Luke Cage is gonna be the other surprise, comeback, not just Jessica Jones. But because they're like, hey, we see that you're lost, Daredevil. You can't do this by yourself. We're here to help you. And I think that's why I like that he's going back to church, because I think what we've been missing from Daredevil Born Again is his connection to being Catholic, and I think that's a nice touch that we get to see back into his character. So I think he's not only is he lost in the direction of what to do in this situation that he's in, but he has also lost his faith in some way because of this situation, like all the tragedies that he's in. Like not only just Foggy got killed, but also White Tiger. Like he proved his innocence in court only for him to get shot. And that's gotta hurt as well. What did you mean the hand? Did I say the foot?
You said the foot.
Oh, sorry.
We're not
Wrong
talking
ninja
turtles.
thing.
We're not talking
Wrong ninja
turtles.
plan. Oopsie.
Just
You
think
know
of it
what's
this
so
way,
funny
once-
about that, Joe? Actually, I was gonna bring this up to you. So when I showed our dad the Spider-Man trailer, Brand New
Yeah.
Day, I was like, yeah, there's the hand, and then he's like, so is the foot gonna come too? And I'm like, you're thinking of Ninja Turtles. I
Yeah.
said, you're thinking of Ninja Turtles, and he's like, I'm like, Dad, the hand is the Marvel thing, the foot is the Ninja Turtles thing, and he thought about it for a bit. And then he's like, yeah, but if crossover's gonna happen though, right? And I'm like, maybe, but that's
I
not
mean,
what's happening right
Does
they
he
now.
did
not-
Batman and the
You
Ninja
must not
Turtles.
know.
They did Batman and the Ninja Turtles. They're both in New York. You could do Spider-Man and the Ninja Turtles.
No, you could. But like, does he not know that the acid that gets in Matt Murdock's eyes is the same acid that drops down onto his
Oh
hills?
my
And, like, that's the whole.
You can totally do that. Yeah, the ooze affects him the same way.
Sorry, yeah, I did not know that I said the foot. Oopsie, my bad.
So,
But no, I mean
so,
the
so,
hand.
So Daredevil
I mean
and
the
Ninja Turtles
hand.
confirmed.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
whoopsie. Sorry guys, that's
It
the
doesn't
big
make them
leak
go
that I
blind,
saw.
though.
Ninja
It
Turtles.
turns them into people.
Yeah, so Joey, this is what you missed with the season 3 leaks. The reason why Kingpin's not going to be the main bad guy anymore is because Shredder shows up in season 3 of Daredevil Born Again and takes over. That's what's going to happen.
Oh,
See, now
shit.
it's gonna.
That would actually be awesome.
See, if that actually did that, if that actually happened, I would be all in for that. Like, you got
I
you
would
got the
be too.
Defenders and the Ninja Turtles against the Hand and Shredder. Like, dang, and the Foot Clan.
Because
And
you'd
the foot?
also see a
Yeah.
darker Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, compared to, I feel like the movies we
Yeah.
normally get, the shows we normally get, they're all,
It'd be
you know,
true
obviously
Kevin
more for
Eastman
kids.
Turtles. It'd be
right?
true Kevin Eastman Turtles. Like, if you ever read the Kevin Eastman run when the Turtles, because they
Right.
said when they made Turtles,
It was darker.
they have literally said
That's
that
why the
Turtles
last
was
Ronin
made
movie got
from
canceled because they're
Daredevil.
going to put the Ronin in Daredevil season 3. That's the real plan.
We're gonna see a no joking Michelangelo.
We're
no
still getting the
joking.
last Ronin game, I believe, though.
I'm down for the game. I think it looks good.
Yeah, I think the
so,
game's still happening. The movies just got canceled.
So I guess
that's all.
final
That's
thoughts
gonna
on.
blow this Wolverine game out of the
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
Right? No,
Yeah.
I think Wolverine. Actually, I have some renewed hope for
Renewed
Wolverine.
hope. So
Wow, that's
so what do you guys
that's so
do?
beautiful.
So what do you guys got final thoughts on this episode of Daredevil?
Well,
moving
my
forward,
final thoughts:
anything?
if the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles don't show up in Daredevil Born Again, I think it will be an automatic 0 out of 10. It's gonna be the
Dang.
worst MCU show ever.
No Mr.
Dang.
Beast.
Never gonna.
No Mr. Beast. Oh my god.
0 out of 10.
Oh,
That's
wait.
nice.
No Mr. Beast, no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, this show is just poop from a butt.
I would rather see if you were a reviewer, that should definitely be your ranking. I would love to see.
I'd rather watch The Rock wear a wig.
Yeah. Sorry to change the subject, but did you hear the Resident Evil film September had good test screenings?
I did not
No,
hear that, but that's
I did
good. I
not
mean, I
hear
do
that.
think the movie
Yeah.
will be fine. I think the movie will be
I
good.
think
Yeah.
it'll be good.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I trust the guy. He's one of the whitest kids you know.
He's one of the whitest kids you know.
It's the thing he's from.
Yeah, so that was
Nerd.
so that was Daredevil. That was all our Marvel topics, I think. Should we move over to Star Wars now?
I know you're dying to, Joe.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. All right, so yeah, guys. So this week started our big. So this week we're in April and we started our busiest TV week ever now. Because now not only do we have a Daredevil show to watch, Invincible, and The Boys, now we also have a new Star Wars show to watch. Which, when did Andor come out?
Yeah.
Did Andor come out? What was it been? Has it been like a year? When did Andor drop?
I don't
two.
know.
I can look it up, Joe. I can look it up.
Yeah, I was wondering because I'm trying to think how long it's
Yeah,
been since we had a
Luke's
Star
our
Wars
guy
show.
in the chair. He'll be our
Yeah, a guy in the
intel.
chair. We need a guy in the chair. It's basically going to be like a Resident Evil outbreak where a civilian
So basically, it's going to be Resident Evil outbreak where a civilian trying to survive lying in Raccoon City. Yeah, the chest very still. We know retro, but we'll always get back to you.
Season 1 or 2, Joe?
Season 2.
Season 2 was April 22nd, 2025.
Holy
So-
shit!
So it's been a
Not
It's
year.
been
even
a
a year
whole
ago.
year.
Almost
It's been
a
a
year.
whole year since a Star Wars show.
Just about a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost a year. That's crazy. Okay, so yeah, so it's been a year. So, and we've been seeing the trailers and they've been putting a lot of good money into this mall show. There's been some good promotion that's been going on. I've seen posters, I've seen promotion press junkets. I know a couple big YouTubers that got to go to the premiere, and they had a fun time. And as you guys can see, I'm wearing my mall shirt for this, so had to get his shirt. Have my Funko Pop over here as well, because you got to have more mall always. So, see, yeah, Kenna's got her
I'll fight you.
Calcastus Funko.
I'll fight you.
Unfortunately, she doesn't have a. At least my lightsaber's not bent.
Hey, his curve lightsaber is perfect just the way
Yep.
it is.
His lightsaber has Peronis.
Yep. Me and Luke had a little debate on the group chat about Star Wars. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
always
I
fun.
read
All right,
that.
so we got 2 episodes of Maul. Now I was not aware that Maul was, because I knew The Boys has done this before on Amazon Prime, but I was not aware that Disney Plus shows. I know some of them have done this in the past, but I was not aware that they were going to drop an animated show at 3 a.m. instead of the 8 o'clock time slot. So for me,
did they?
No, they dropped it at 2 a.m. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which was kind of
Wow.
which it benefited me for The Boys.
Damn, so Maul, The Boys, and Invincible all dropped at 3 a.m. That's crazy. Oh, but
Yeah.
Maul was the day before. My mistake.
Yeah, so Maul hit at 2 a.m. So Monday I was getting ready to go to work, and then literally, I was literally finding they were out, but I didn't have time because literally I had an hour to go to work, and I was like, I didn't have time to dive in. Oh, you got a Maul Funko Pop as well? That's awesome, Retro. So it
Y'all
was
are a bunch of Disney shills.
dang.
I
Well, thanks for that one,
completely
Darth
forgot.
Melvin. Thanks for that one, Darth Melvin.
Oh,
I didn't know
he
you were joining us today.
I'm just kidding.
Where's your
Look
Max?
what-
Where's
look
your
at
Max?
my-
Oh yeah, Grogu.
My mask. Let me
I
go
got
get it.
Grogu.
Yeah, let me go get my mask. Yeah, so
And my
so, yeah,
Star
so I
Wars
was a little
Funko.
late to the party because of work
Oh,
and
too,
such,
huh?
but I know. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that underground.
Invincible's so good.
Yeah, but so then they had it was like I watched it. So I knew a lot of other people had already done the watch party earlier that day. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it by myself. But I know for sure with the next episodes I'll be doing watch parties because I always do my Star Wars watch parties. So now apparently they're doing things different than they do other TV show. For whatever reason, they're literally dropping 2 episodes since the episodes are only, I think it's 25 minutes to 30-minute episodes.
Yeah.
They're dropping 2 episodes every
Every
week until May the 4th. Instead of just one each week, and 2 the first week, and then one every week, it's gonna literally be Melvin on the oxygen tank. Yeah, so it's literally gonna be 2 episodes every week. So we always have to watch 2 episodes of Maul. I think from here on out, it's 1 episode of The Boys, 1 episode of Daredevil, 1 episode of Invincible, right?
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Invincible's almost over at this point.
Yeah.
I think we only have. Is it Invincible 8 episodes a season? I think we only have like. Today was what, episode 6? I think we only have
2 more
2 left.
episodes.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And this is like the final season of Invincible? Or
I don't know. I don't know. I need to look that up. It's starting to feel that way at times. I'm like, is this the end of the show? Or like, I'm not sure. So
Or are they building up for another surprise fifth season? Yeah, no. So we were so on all these
your
different
mall
shows.
talk. You guys,
Yeah, so
go in on your mall.
Yeah, so we had
Mauling
so we
out.
had the Mauling out. So we had the first. So we dropped the first 2 episodes. Like I said, we're gonna get more Maul every week until May the 4th, which is fitting. We gotta get something on May the 4th. We might as well get Maul, Celebration Maul all the time. So that must mean that the finale for Maul airs on the on the 4th. Then.
So for Invincible, real quick.
Yeah.
It is rumored to be the final season.
Season 4 is rumored.
So
Wow.
I don't know if that means it will end or not. And honestly, Robert Kirkman, he ended The Walking Dead as a comic like that. Nobody knew that it was over until that issue came out that day. Like, he kept it a surprise. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him do the same thing with the show and just be like, yeah, that's the ending of it. Didn't tell anybody this would be the final season, but it's over. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but didn't he also, because so he worked on the comics for The Walking Dead, right? But did he also work on the show?
he made the comic. He's the
Okay,
creator of The Walking
so
Dead.
did
He
he
made
He
he
did work.
made the Walking Dead comic and made the Invincible comic, and now
But did
he's
he
the
ever work?
showrunner.
But did he ever work on the Walking Dead
He
TV
definitely
show?
worked on the show. I don't know how heavily, but I
So
know
he
he
didn't
worked
have the
on it.
final say on how
He
that the show ran for 12
he
seasons.
didn't.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
he
no
didn't
idea
say.
about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he has more. He's more on hands with the Invincible show compared to
Okay,
the
that's
Walking
Oh,
good.
Dead
yeah.
So
show.
then yeah, so
Oh,
he
yeah.
could literally end it at a drop of the hat then. Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Oh, this
so
is
yeah,
his baby. This is entirely his creation, and not only
Yeah.
like it's not like AMC bought it from him. You know what I mean? Like he's the one that made a deal to like
Yeah.
make this happen, as far as
Yeah.
I know.
So
know,
if he
so-
feels that he's satisfied with the ending in season 4, then that's a good place to end it if
That's
he's
true.
happy with it.
Honestly, I'd be kind of happy with it being over. The boys and the Invincible ending same year would be kind of interesting, but
Mm-hmm.
like I want them to be over because I want to see the conclusions, not because I just want them to end, but also I want to read them finally, and I don't want to spoil myself to them, so I'm waiting until they are over as shows because they're
Yeah.
my favorite superhero shows. Period.
I mean, the fact that the boys is ending, even though we're gonna
I can't
get
believe you're gonna read the comic, boys.
I will. Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm gonna read it. I
Oh
don't.
my
I'm not.
God,
I
dude.
just to see for myself.
Just to see
like,
how it what it,
everything.
yeah.
You-
Mhm.
you-
Yeah,
you-
you know.
No, I
But yeah,
skimmed through it and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. I've
Yeah.
started it a couple times.
Yeah,
I
so
couldn't get
so,
through
so yeah,
it,
so we're talking about we're talking about Maul. So Maul's gonna go all the way
Yeah,
till
back to Maul.
May the 4th, and then we're gonna get get Grogu that same month. So
Grogu.
May's gonna be a good month for Star Wars, I guess, because we're gonna be watching Maul all the way till May the 4th, and then Grogu's later that month. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so the Maul episodes. So the premiere came out. They dropped 2 episodes. Like I said, they're going to drop 2 episodes every week, all the way to May the 4th. So yeah, so this show takes place after Clone Wars. We've been seeing promotion for this. Sam has been talking about how even during Clone Wars, he wanted to show because so many times he brought things up to Dave Filoni from Maul's point of view, and then Dave's like, "Well, it's not Maul's show, so you can't do that here." And now we get to do that, and he said that he's happy that that succeeded, and I think these two episodes, it's another good show to add to our great TV watching list because right now I didn't know, like, to be honest, as much as I was excited for this show, I didn't know if it was going to live up to the hype because Star Wars has been kind of hit or miss, and I know I haven't seen all of Andor, so I'm not going to speak on Andor. I'll have to catch up on that soon. But as far as the other like animated stuff is, I've been of the mind I didn't love everything in Tales of the Underworld. But what's funny is this show so far has scratched my Star Wars Underworld vibes more than the Tales of the Underworld did. Because the Tales of the Underworld, they focused on 2 storylines. One wasn't really that Underworld, which was the Cad Bane stuff was interesting. And then the other one in Tales was a Ventress one. But they called it show Tales of the Underworld, but the only thing that Ventress had connected to the Underworld was that she was a bounty hunter. So like this
is the underworld.
so this is like actually diving into like actual crime and crime lords, and like most of it is set on Coruscant so far, and you're seeing how all that kind of comes into play. And this, like when George Lucas described how he was going to do an underworld show and how he was going to do and he was going to do all this stuff with Maul in the future, like how after Phantom Menace Maul was going to come back, and Maul was going to before Dave and him had conversations about Clone Wars, Maul was supposed to be the real. There was no Palpatine was coming back. It was supposed to be Palpatine was to stay dead, and Maul was going to be the main antagonist for this trilogy of stories. And now, because everyone's been pretty happy with how Maul died in Rebels, they've changed the timeline. They're giving us what we want, but now you're going to see this time period where Maul is running his criminal enterprises when when Palpatine is still running his empire. And Maul is not threatened by what Palpatine is doing. Maul is kind of rising up, taking advantage of all this lawlessness in the galaxy. Like he as Sam says, he is bothered by he thinks they could use a Jedi because he seems like he's out of manpower because he's the only one swinging a lightsaber around on Coruscant right now. And so he's kind of sad that his old adversary, there's not as many Jedis around, which is why it's clear that he's latching on to Devin so much because he wants to use that and turn that into his personal weapon. And even though he's still swinging around, and Maul in this show so far, I saw people say this, I totally agree with this. There's a couple shots of Maul in here with the way that he's operating. He lives up to the reason to his name in the show. His group's name is called the Shadow Collective, and he lives up to that in this show because with the Whispers of the Empire out there, he's doing things in such a shady way that like there's times in this show in these episodes where like when he's like, yes, there's a couple fight scenes in the first episode and stuff, which is cool. That the first episode was very action packed. Well, the second episode felt more character focused, more like, okay, we're building.
Oh, he's gone.
You're
Oh,
It kicked me out for a second.
you're good.
Yeah, but I'm back. I don't know what happened. It just like kicked me out.
keep talking. Keep
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah,
about
so in the second episode we had Lawson. They introduced him. In both episodes they called him the Shadow in Rebels. Oh, Maul. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so because he did, and there's a couple scenes where like when he gets like the classic Star Wars hallway fight tradition. I like that. A lot of people reviewers said with this show that Maul is kind of like Jason, and Jason like from
Jason
Friday
Bourne?
the 13th. Yeah,
Oh.
no, Jason from Friday the 13th because he just
Okay.
shows up and he's just kind of chopping up people, and he's doing it in various like smart ways. Like I like that he could easily just kill people, but I like that he's definitely doing it with his like way of like he's being very aware of like he appears as like a shadow then disappears, gets in and gets out, and like it's really interesting how like the politics of everything are kind of coming to play. Like it's interesting that Maul's existed for so long, yet these people in Coruscant have no idea of him. Like they know that they have alien races like Maul's species, but when they look for Maul's file, the Empire has all his details classified. And so I think that that's super cool. Like I like the idea and intrigue of this. I like how Maul, when Sam, you give Sam credit where he's due. Not only did he get to get a show where he gets to voice Maul, like we love his voice for Maul. Oh, we lost Kenna now. But we also get now she's back. But we also get to see Maul. We also get to see like him be like actually like I know he like helped co-write the show because this is his baby and he had so much passion for what he wanted to do with Maul. And so I like that you get to see him as this crime boss because that's what all I wanted from the Boba Fett show was on Tatooine to see a crime show of
Literally.
Boba just being like, hey, this is the thing, I'm the boss, and if you disobey me, I'm going to off every one of you until you get my point. And I like how Maul's like standing here with his little Mando group, his little Shadow Collective, and in Clone Wars they introduced this big thing where Maul teamed up with, he was supposed to just team up with Vizsla for a little bit in the Mando household, and they were supposed to kind of be a team to take down the Duchess. And then so they devised this plan. Oh, let's use these crime lords as cannon, these criminal enterprises as cannon fodder, and so I can make myself Vizsla look like a hero. And when he has this fight with Vizsla, he talks to his brother and goes, well, actually, I don't want to do that anymore. I think what I want to do now is I have a different vision, and it's my vision. And my vision is to fuck being a Sith, fuck doing this. I don't just want to rule Mandalore like all these other chumps over here. I want to be a crime
all
lord.
these other chuds.
Yeah, he's like, I want to be a crime lord. I'm not Darth. I'm just Maul now. Maul, the crime lord, right? And so
Mhm.
one of the things I love about this show too is Sam even opened up about this in an interview. Sam is still pining for that Maul video game to happen, and I really hope that they finally make it because I've been waiting for a Maul game. I'll be the first one to sign up. But just like in general, the whole like the show, like the almost neo-noir, like I've seen people compare it to like Arcane and stuff, and I love the animation style. I think the animation is really pretty. I like the way that the underworld looks. I like even though we haven't seen a ton of fights yet, what we have seen, I do like Maul just slicing up different underground crime lords, and how he's like not always having to get in on the action himself, and how sometimes he's just like calculating everything. I like that we're getting that Marvel has not Marvel, sorry, wrong subject. That Maul has I know thumbs down. I know I made a huge mistake.
I'm just
Maul
kidding.
has
I'm just kidding.
Maul has
He's Snyder,
developed
bro.
they've developed Maul as a character so much that he's not just the guy doing cool flips that Ray Park has Toad and Snake Eyes anymore. It's not. I watched Sam do an interview about it where he talked about, yeah, Sidious wanted someone that was smart. And like, I don't think even Sidious, as powerful as he knows, I don't even think Sidious doesn't even know how fucked up, like how bad he made up right now by like, letting Maul live, because literally Maul is doing things that are counter problems to his empire, because Maul's got his own empire now and he's like doing his thing. That'd be crazy if Maul is in Jedi. Oh, I know people want it. I've heard that talked about before. It'd be cool. It'd be cool.
We already had Vader though. Are you really gonna put Maul in it now? Like,
Well,
I
at
don't
least
know.
with Maul, you wouldn't like. It'd be different than Vader. Vader's so powerful. At least with Maul, you could make a proper boss fight and just make it that Maul actually escapes instead of like. I would be okay
Sure.
with. I would be okay with Cal and Maul facing off, and it just be
I
like.
want Vader to just kill Cal.
Just because you don't want them to make a show about Cal Kestis, is that?
No, because I think
what
it'd be a good ending.
No, it's just a proper ending, because if we've talked about this
and it
before,
shows
it's
how
like
badass Vader is, rather than everyone
Mhm.
always getting away from him.
But do you want that in a game? Do you want that in a game, or do you want that where they actually make a show or movie where he actually debuts and gets?
But then that's the thing. You're just gonna have the game not have the third game not have Vader in it, you know? Because
Well, I think it'd be
twice
really
now,
cool for
Vader.
what I would really like though is like Vader had a role in the second game a little bit, and then Vader was the one that Cal was scared of running from in the first game, and they did the Inquisitor thing. If you're gonna do this is truly the last game. I would make this. We played around on Dathomir in the first game, so it'd be fun when we went to all the different planets to go full circle, and it'd be cool to see to just see the. I'm so sick in Star Wars media right now. I allow it in the case of Maul because Cal won't die. I think he will have his own type of gray Jedi or something. Retro says.
He's already been a great Jedi. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Here's my take on Cal. Is that technically, definition-wise, he is a great Jedi, but I would argue that Cal is what a Jedi is supposed to be in the first place. But that's a whole nother bag of worms I won't get into. But
no, I just
that's
think
just how I feel.
I just think in general, I'm really wanting Star Wars media. I really want to see.
And also, here's the thing, Cameron has says that he would love to play live action Cal in any project. So with that being said, here's my thing. I think story-wise, having Cal sacrifice himself to Vader in the third game for Marin and Kata and Grease and whoever else he meets along the way.
The third game, and he saved her.
I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate it
either. And it'd be a good way to do it.
That would be a good way to do it, but I will say, like, again, like, Darth Vader, his whole gimmick is that he killed so many Jedi survivors from Order 66 that, even Palpatine was like, bro, can you, like, chill? Can you, like, stop for, like, a hot second? And also, again, like, what Luke said, too, is like, well, we know that Darth Vader's, like, so strong. Let's actually see him be strong. And, yeah, he, I don't want to spoil it for Luke because he hasn't finished the second game, but
he hasn't finished Jedi 2.
He hasn't finished Jedi 2 yet. He's lacking in the Force.
Yeah, no, I just feel like
we've seen good moments with Vader, but I think it's finally time to have a proper fight between Cal and Vader, especially when Cal is going near the dark side in Jedi 2, and we'll probably get that. I think he will go fully deep into it in the third game.
Yeah, but so here's my thing. Can we actually get can we actually see a situation where Vader and Cal, because even though Cal's darker and deeper in the dark side,
there's another way I can see it. I can see Cal and Vader having a fight, but Grease steps in somehow, and then Vader kills Grease, and that's how you get Cal to get away. Because here's my thing: is that as much as I'm totally fine with, because I think Cal dying would be a perfect heroic story for Cal, but also again with Disney and wanting to make more Star Wars projects. And again, with Cameron himself saying that he would love to, keep playing Cal, I totally see them doing a way for the third game where Cal lives one way or another, and we see Cal in future Star Wars projects in films or TV.
Yeah. I think
Really,
that
right now
that's
we don't know what's gonna happen. So
Well, they could kill Cal and still fill in the blanks like they've been trying to do with the Skywalker saga forever
that's
now,
true.
right?
They could kill Cal in the third game, but then have a TV show set before or a movie set before the third game, and have him
Adventures He
being
Did Then.
alive right then and
Right.
there. Yeah.
I mean, that's
Totally
fair. I
true.
mean, I just feel
Nobody
like
ever really dies.
No one ever
I
really
feel
dies
like
in
they
Star Wars.
I feel like they really should like
Oh, you know what I could
with,
see? I could see Cal dying and Marin doing some Night Sister shit and brings himself back. What if Cal sacrifices himself for his child? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Sacrifices for Kata
What child?
and maybe. So okay, here's the thing. There's a um there's a theory that in the third game Cal and Marin will have a child together. But I would also argue after the end of the second game, I would argue that Kata is their adoptive child as well. So either way, Cal is going to protect the people that he loves, which is
yeah,
Marin and Grease
absolutely.
and Kata, because Kata's the daughter of his best friend Bode.
Yeah, no, I know
Anyways,
that's true. No, so
um,
I think like Jedi 3, we're gonna hopefully we'll get some more information on what Jedi 3 looks like. My one thing is when we talk about Jedi 3 is like I know that there's some of you guys that want that like I want more Vader too. Like I mean, yeah, all storylines with Vader would be if they could do more cool things, awesome. But I feel like with Cal, I feel like you started the story with Order 66. You had the Inquisitors. You had Vader, right? If this
mhm,
is gonna be truly a third successful new game, in the second game we were on the right track doing something new with Dagan Garrett, right? But
mhm,
Star
Dragon
Wars
Girl, yeah.
needs new factions in games and movies. I am sick of chopping down stormtroopers. We had the
Well, I
sequels. We
mean, you
had
not only did you have Dagan Gera and Stormtroopers, but in the second game you also had the Belden Raiders and Ravis. And that's another thing too. So like after you finish the game, and because I played for hours on it, and you're talking to all the NPCs in on Kobo and the Katina, they're like, I'm gonna move off Kobo and go to Coruscant. And it's like, motherfuckers, I just killed the Belden Raiders and you're gonna move to fucking Coruscant that doesn't make any whatever.
why
So I
go to
think
a
that would
planet
be
that's why go to a
The
planet that's
no,
same.
fully
that's the
inferior
thing that gets me.
occupation?
It's like you're leaving Kobo for a better future, and you're going to Coruscant, Palpatine's playground. Are you kidding me? After I defeated Ravis and and the rest of the Raiders. Oh, Kobo's
Because
not safe anymore. My ass. I'm not.
I mean, because at this point, isn't Palpatine still using Coruscant as the base of operations?
I mean, yeah. I mean, Coruscant is literally opening up the game. You fight a corrupted, fucking what's his name, senator in
Yeah, we start
Coruscant.
we
Like
start the
literally, it's
game like that.
yeah. So I'm like,
So
guys,
Coruscant, so
please stay.
Coruscant is
No,
still
it
Imperial
just also makes me
occupation.
sad because Cal. It just makes me sad because Cal's interaction with them. They're like, "Oh, am I gonna see you again?" And they're like, "No, I'm moving." And it's like, "Oh my God, Cal just got here, and you guys are just fucking leaving." It's so But anyways,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
annoying. No, I
sorry, that
just
was a long-winded way. What I was trying to simply say is that I think the third game will tie into that with people leaving Kobo and the cantina being empty and such with
yeah,
Grease and whatever,
but
you
are we
know.
gonna have to go to Coruscant and save these people now since these people meant something
I don't
to
really
Cal?
think
Like,
so. I think it'll be more reference. I mean, here's the thing. I think so Jedi Survivor had a 5-year time skip from Fallen Order, so I think whatever the third game will be will also have a 5-year time skip from Jedi Survivor into the third game. So
so
I'm
if
sure
it's a
there's going to be
5-year
lots
time
of things.
skip, so we still wouldn't be at Rebels in the third game. We would still be in a
We're getting
different
in
time
in
period.
the third game. You're getting closer to the original trilogy timeline.
So we're still not at Rebels, but still kind of close, or maybe in early
Um,
Rebels.
I don't know.
Because Rebels is before
I
New
don't really
Hope.
see. I would be really surprised if Jedi 3 would have anything a connection to Rebels. No, I don't think. No, wait. Again, all I know is that it's gonna get closer to the original trilogy films. That's
Well,
all
I'm
I
just
know,
wondering
like
because
timeline sakes.
because depending on how far they get to Rebels, because towards the end of Rebels, if I remember correctly, that's when Maul dies. So Maul's still
Right.
running with Maul's still running around with his syndicates when we start this show. Yeah, I remember Jedi 2 is the same timeline as the Obi-Wan show. That's true. But
Mhm.
so if Maul is still running around, if he has Kira now or whatever he's doing at this point, we could start seeing. I would love it if Jedi 3 was us dealing with crime syndicates, honestly. Like, because I think that would be cool. Or if we go back to Dathomir and Dathomir becomes a problem because Marin has stuff
Oh,
there
I
that
know
that's
he can
my
Marin
still
is.
mirror.
do it.
What?
Huh?
What did he
What did you say? What did you say?
Don't death on my mirror.
Oh my
Oh.
god. Okay. Well,
That's great.
here's the thing though. It's like Tanalorr. Tanalorr is a pretty important planet after the second game, so that
What do we
Right.
have
or in the
left on
second game.
Tanalorr? What do we have left on
Isn't
Tanalorr?
is Tanalorr the same planet they reference in the pirate one, the kids one?
No, I don't think so.
What?
Maybe. No. I don't know.
What's left on Tanalorr? Because wasn't Dagon
Tanalorr,
the wild?
the way I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna just say the ending. The ending of the second game is that they find Tanalorr. They get on Tanalorr. Cal and Bode have a fight. Cal wins, and it's Cal, Marin, Grease, and Kata, and they're like, "We have Tanalorr now, and Tanalorr could be our new way to take in refugees from the war, and maybe possibly other Force-sensitive survivors." That's
You
the
just
thing
went
about,
and
and that's why
spoiled
I
it?
think Vader coming in to maybe kill Cal and do the trying to finish up the Order 66 job is like, oh, the planet that's housing refugees, I'm fucking going in there and like slaughtering them all and ruining it for Cal, and that's how you get Cal more into the dark side.
But my
So
question is, how do you have
Is
that
Cal
happen
supposed
with?
to go dark?
Cal taps into the dark side of the Force later in the game. Yeah, in second
In the
game.
second game.
You wouldn't know this if you played it.
I'm not a real fan. I'm a fake fan. My Knight of Melvin said so.
Yeah, he said you're a
you're
big fan. I mean,
Mhm.
so my question would be,
Fucking loser.
if Vader was gonna do his thing though, at this point, if you're gonna do a whole game with Vader going after them and stuff, Vader's forces are limited right now because he can't have that many Inquisitors left over because Maul and Ahsoka
I'm
have
thinking
been
Vader's
gunning
doing
them
it
like
himself.
breakfast.
Vader by the
You think
sheer
so?
yeah. Vader don't need no extra help. He's doing that shit by himself.
But if you're gonna do a
I
full
see that
game,
happening.
you can't just have Vader needs to have someone to build up to.
Right.
Oh, I think we're
Okay,
gonna get that retro.
So let's see. Okay, so the first game had Trilla, who was the Inquisitor.
She's
and then
gone.
what was the other? Right. Wasn't there
The
a
big
second
guy's
minor
gone.
villain?
Trilling on these fools.
Yeah, the big guy's
And then,
gone.
And then
Cal
the second
cut off his
game,
arm.
and then in the second game, it was Dagan Gera and Ravis.
Yeah,
the
but
third
the closer
game-
we get to A New Hope, all those Inquisitors are gone because Maul and Ahsoka
I know, but
diced
here's the
them
thing:
up.
Dagan Gera was not Dagan Gera. Ravis was a Veldum Raider, and Dagan Gera was a Jedi turned Sith. So they were done with the Inquisitors. So I think when it comes to the third game, I'm very curious of what, like you said, Joe. Maybe their villain leading up to Vader in the third game will be a crime syndicate of some kind, maybe.
Like, here's what I'm saying, right? Maul doesn't have to be the final villain in the game. Like, you could still do Vader, but Maul might be earlier. Like, you could still have Maul maybe be halfway point if he becomes a problem, right? Like, we're dealing with crime syndicates. If he's still around, Cal could fight Maul, run away because Maul kicks his ass, and just be like, okay, crap, and then you have him meet his heroic end What happened to Luke? We lost Luke.
I don't know. Went to the
Oh, yeah.
island.
Yeah, he went to the island again. But then you could have that final encounter with Vader, and Cal won't win against Vader, but he'll try to save his friends, so he could sacrifice himself, or he might not die, and you might get to see him live long and prosper onto the next thing.
I also think Kata being the daughter of Bode, and with Cal and Marin raising her now, I think in the third game we'll see her be older and she'll be learning how to use the Force and such. That's my theory.
Yeah, they'll probably do that. That's a good theory. I think it'll be like, even though we got caught up on the Jedi stuff, we were talking about the Maul.
Yeah, so sorry. Anyways, Maul. We were talking about Maul, yeah.
so Rechelette said
I want
what
Vader to kill Ahsoka and to kill Cal
That's not
Kestis.
gonna happen.
I want both of them dead by Vader.
Well,
Vader's not going to be killed. Ahsoka's not being killed by Vader. That's not happening.
Vader can't kill Ahsoka because Vader had
no,
his.
if
Vader
you
already
watch the end of Rebels, you would, yeah.
Vader
already had a battle.
Ahsoka.
Yeah,
Vader already kind of killed Ahsoka, but then they invented this thing in Star Wars called the World Between Worlds, and Ahsoka was saved from her fate.
She's back.
And brought back
again.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What if they do that with Cal? They put him in the World Between.
Would you? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Kenna. If Cal does die and he has to come back in a later timeline, would you rather him get resurrected from going back in time and saving his life in the World Between Worlds, or what if Anakin pulls him out and goes like, Anakin's like, we still have so much for you to learn. or option two. You ready for option two? Remember in Tales of the Underworld?
Yeah.
It's the Star Wars Lazarus. They put him in the night since Marion announced they put him in
That's
the
what I was
Lazarus.
thinking. I said that earlier. What if Marin does Night Sister shit and brings back Cal? She's already raised the dead before in the first game. I don't see why not. She can't do it.
That's the thing. Like I literally keep forgetting about is like when I think of Cal's death, I'm like, yeah. In Star Wars, no one has to really be truly dead. So if he dies and has a heroic sacrifice, Marin can just bring him back.
Right.
So
she's like, no, my man.
Rechelette says, I have a theory right now. What if Maul's apprentice Talon faces Ahsoka in season 2? Ahsoka survived after Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I mean, what I was telling them earlier, Rechelette, is so right now she's called Devin, but if she becomes Talon adjacent, I think they're setting up this apprentice. That's really annoying. Don't do that ever again.
Whoa.
Don't do that ever again.
Yeah, but I would love to see what we need. And I've told Kenna this many times. We need more female Star Wars villains, and it needs to be more than Ventress. We had a chance with Kira, and then they didn't want to make Solo 2, and also Emilia Clarke's kind of down the shitter because of.
I never liked that they redeemed Ventress.
Yeah,
I wish she stayed a villain.
I wish she would have too.
But it's fine.
I've been looking forward to.
What did they do that in?
Ventress got redeemed in technically Underworld, didn't she? Was that her full redemption?
Or I think it's like no.
Well,
it was because she had that Jedi boyfriend. What's his face?
Oh yeah, Quinlan Voss. But you have to read the book to have that knowledge because they don't show it in the Clone Wars.
Joe was ready to force choke Luke in the screen.
Yes, because it was really annoying.
Anyways, there's a lot of Star Wars theories, but anyways, back to Maul. More focus.
Yeah,
on
so
the
Maul
show.
says, like the new apprentice. Yeah, I would like to see if she does become Talon adjacent. I would like to see her in more projects moving forward. Because
I just want to say my simple take on the first 2 episodes of the Maul show because I really don't have much to say, to be honest.
Well, go ahead. Yeah, no, I think I spelled it out pretty well.
Yeah, all I gotta say is that solid beginning. I think it's like a baby steps in the right direction for future Star Wars projects so far. I'm very interested on how it will continue. I think it will be really good, to be honest. And I mean, again, like the first 2 episodes, they played it safe, but that's fine. It's just again the very beginning. Again, that's my thing. It's like nothing super crazy has happened yet, but it didn't need to be something crazy because again, it's just the beginning of the Maul show. So I'm thinking later on. we'll get more. It'll get more deeper
Well, I think
into what's
the thing is
happening.
we know what Maul's capable of, and so this is just
Mhm.
setting the groundwork for what he's been up to for the past time. And like I just like him going against these. I like that they're paying homage to the fact that how Maul started his arc in Phantom Menace, right? So Maul
Right.
says in Phantom Menace the only line he has is "At last we'll have our revenge," right? And then Clone
Mhm.
Wars, he comes back from the dead, and his arc is trying to get revenge on Obi-Wan. Then he
Mhm.
moves away from that and starts trying to build his crime syndicate. But we find out that after Clone Wars, even though he helped Ahsoka deal with all the stuff he did, we find out that that these guys that were supposed to be teaming up with him fucked him over.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Oh, you're not down with the Shadow Collective? Fuck you, Crimson Dawn. Fuck you, freaking whatever your name is, Demas, and
I know
the other
Demas and
guy,
Oh,
and
Dude,
D-Man?
whatever.
yeah, no,
No.
yeah." So he's like all the different dudes, and he's just like, "These guys fucked me over." And the Mando chick's like, "What are we doing here? Like, what's the like?" Rook Cass is like, "What's our plan?" And Maul's like, "We're gonna fuck these guys up because they betrayed me. You don't steal from me on the it's like the Godfather. He's like, you don't steal from me on the day of Maul's granddaughter's like wedding type shit. Like he's sitting here, he's fuming. He's like, yeah, no, I don't think
Oh
so.
no, do it. Do
Like,
it.
Do
I
the
haven't
I
met
roar.
love
Maul
your
in a long
I
time.
love your
I used to do Maul for a
impersonations.
while.
Please do it.
Do the roar.
Yeah, I don't have one for Maul, unfortunately.
What I
I
think
know.
you
I don't
do
have one
deep
for
down,
Maul.
deep
You're gonna
Unfortunately.
down.
sound just like Punisher
It's
though.
been-
That would have been just as good.
That would have been just as good. That's true.
Hey,
No, I
buddy.
but no, I agree with Ken. I think it's really solid. I didn't see anything I don't see anything from old Star Wars Disney Plus stuff
Oh,
so
I was trying to
far.
say, like,
Because I will tell you that
I remember you said this earlier, I think. What I really like about how it's dropping on Mondays, it really does feel like a Saturday morning cartoon, except it's, on Mondays and not Saturdays. I just like the vibe of it overall. I think that's what makes it a pretty enjoyable show. And it's more easier to get
one
into,
thing
I feel
I like
like, but
about
that's
it,
just me.
yeah. One thing I also like about it, and this is the last thing I'll say before Luke gets to his thoughts. One thing that I like is, even though it's not like arms getting sliced off or anything crazy, it has a more adult's the wrong word, but it has a more mature vibe, but not in the way that you get like Daredevil like mature, more like, hey, this is for kind of like smart Star Wars fans. Like kind of like the jokes aren't it's so far it's not doesn't have that some of the old Star Wars Disney Plus projects have that kind of humor that they have, like kind of that Marvel humor. And this show kind of has a more
It's definitely a more
mature
mature
approach.
vibe, a more dark vibe, that's for sure.
Yes, and I feel that. I think that's something that Star Wars needed for certain projects, and I think that this is a good direction to start in. And hopefully the whole show, if we're getting episodes every week, hopefully every episode just keeps getting better and better, and we keep getting into this world. Because I think there's a lot of cool stories to tell in this underworld here that we could do some really cool stuff. And I think as long as this season ends with Maul versus Vader, I'll be happy. Like that's the thing I want. I want Maul to chop up these Inquisitors because I think he will, because they're not gonna be a match for him. And then I think in the thing that's hard about canon is nor Vader nor Maul can die, but you can still have a fight between them be interesting. You can still have both them get their licks in and still make it exciting. Where like with Obi-Wan and Vader fighting in Obi-Wan, that was bad because it retcons what happens in A New Hope, right? Vader and Maul doesn't retcon anything. It's just cool because as long as neither of them die, you can do cool stuff. Yeah. Like I know that Vader will scare the shit out of Maul, but Maul's taking a chunk out of that armor. Maul is not someone that Vader is stronger because Anakin is confined to this suit. Maul's gonna get his licks in. He's gonna hurt him. He's gonna hurt him bad.
I would feel the way you do, Joe, and be excited the way you are if what we were getting was a Darth Vader show and not a Darth Maul show. That's how I feel.
I think you're just more like I like Vader, and I've said for a long time, if we ever get a movie or show that is actually what I would love to see is Vader just. They've yet to give it to us. I would love to just see Vader killing all the Jedi that he's supposed to kill, during Order 6 and you make that into a miniseries or whatever it is, it'd be great. The sad thing is, because the Obi-Wan show exists, unless they decanonize the Obi-Wan show, they've already ruined that idea, because I really think Disney has kind of watered down Vader a lot, which is really kind of sad, because I think the problem is Vader, before the Obi-Wan show, there's so much potential from killing all these guys, but they let so many people live. Like, Reva should not exist. She should not exist because Vader should have killed her and she should have stayed dead. Like, her being an Inquisitor makes no sense. We didn't need more Inquisitors. The only person that should have been an Inquisitor and should have stayed an Inquisitor should have been Barriss. But they cut that because they changed that because Underworld needed to have a compelling narrative where she became a Jedi once again. But they should have just... Star Wars just needs to keep people bad and accept that their end can just be death. I'm sick of it. Let's redeem everybody. Like, that's not the way. That's not what happens.
Not the way.
Like, yeah, this is not the way. Like, it's just... That just really annoys me sometimes. I think there could have been potential. But I think, like, killing... Like, having all these characters... If we really wanted to get Vader in his prime the way he's done, the closest we're going to get to seeing Vader do cool shit is unfortunately going to be in a fan film, because so far a YouTuber with 3 billion subscribers is going to make a movie with Mace Windu and Darth Vader going at it that looks more promising than anything that Disney's done with Vader. So that's the... You want your Vader shit, you should be subscribed to Star Wars Theory and watching his shit, because he's about to make a crazy Vader movie where he got the guy that voiced Mace in both versions of the Clone Wars is actually going to play Mace, and then the guy that did all the prequel lightsaber fights for the movies is best friends with him, and he's doing all the fight scenes for Vader too. So that's where you're gonna get your Vader. Go to Star Wars because Disney lost the rights to do stuff with that character, clearly, because they messed it up, man. Like, I would love it. Like, if he comes in and kills Cal and he's badass again and kills a bunch of Jedi, cool. But what I'm mad about is I still haven't gotten what I wanted with Vader, which is I wish in Obi-Wan I know we'll never see... They're never going to show us the kids being murdered in the temple because we don't need to see that, right? But the thing that still bothers me to this day is when they did Mando Season 3, they did this promo art. Oh, not promo art. They did all this promotion about showing Grogu being protected by all these Jedi for flashbacks to build up Grogu being saved by Ahmed Best, who played Jar Jar Binks, Jedi Master that he made him from the Disney parks, right? But I wanted that scene to be that somehow Grogu slipped away. One of the Jedi was able to aid Grogu's escape because Vader, as Anakin, was still busy tearing up the best Jedi Masters. Because the thing that bothers me about Vader, and the reason I don't think he's as cool, is at least Maul so far, if we're just going by what Disney has done with the character, Maul has killed people. And Maul has built a record to be an assassin, to be cool. The problem with Vader is he's fought Luke, he's fought Obi-Wan. That's it. Like, if you look at Disney canon, that's all he's really done to accomplish at this stage. If you take the comics out and you take the books out, he doesn't have any cool feats other than fighting Luke twice and fighting Obi-Wan. So I would have liked it in like even the Obi-Wan show when they showed the temple flashbacks. We know that Nick Dillard played a Jedi Master from the video games and in Revenge of the Sith. I know he still has his lightsaber and stuff because they started selling it for the Star Wars Theory websites. I just want to see Anakin kill Jedi Masters. I want Anakin to up his kill list so we could have seen Anakin skilled against other Jedi opponents before they took away his arms and legs and made him Vader. And then you could do something like what Luke wants, where we could get that Vader and an army of stormtroopers gunning down all the Jedi that go into hiding during Order 66. Right. Like that's my thing. Is I still haven't seen the powerful Anakin that I want to see. Like Anakin kills the Separatists on Mustafar, and then he fights Obi-Wan, and then he goes on to fight Luke twice, wins the first fight, cuts his son's arm off, then his son redeems him. There's no other than the Rogue One scene, which is still the best Vader we've seen. there's not those crazy badass moments. Thanks to Clone Wars and now the Maul show, Maul's got a whole list of feats.
Right.
He
There are
took
more
out an
things to
entire
do.
clone army by himself. He's killed multiple Inquisitors. He's kicked Obi-Wan's ass on more occasions than we can count now. Like, he's fought almost every Jedi. There's a whole time period they don't tell you in Clone Wars how Maul and Savage like massacred Jedi before they even joined the like Shadow Collectives and stuff. Like, there's some good shit with Maul. Like, Maul has some. Before Maul ends in Rebels, he did some shit. He was crazy. Like, he took out some pretty powerful people. And unfortunately, we can't say the same for Vader if we're just looking at the Disney canon, because he hasn't fought a lot of people. He fights and he gets redeemed.
Right.
So, and he gets redeemed by his son. He fought his, "You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you." And then, "Oh, son, join me. I'm gonna slice off your hand." "Oh, yeah. Son, take my helmet off so I can look at you with my own eyes
Well,
after
that's
you
really
just
because, I
chopped up
mean,
my arm."
when
And
you're
the-
thinking of just the original trilogy, right? It's like, well, we know the background information that we have of Vader before we knew Vader was Anakin in like the prequels. It's like Anakin's been Vader for such a long
Yeah.
time. You know, the hatred has consumed him,
Right.
but because he's been holding on that hate for so long, it eventually tires him out, and that's why it works so well with the redemption with Luke, because Luke is like, "Aren't you,
Right.
you know,
I'm
tired
just
of this?"
saying that, like, I'm just saying at that point that we've never
Alright.
done.
So part of what makes the original trilogy for me like the best trilogy, my favorite part of Star Wars, right? Not only is the original concept of Star Wars in general, right? But like
Right.
it's partially like so much of Star Wars is kind of about your imagination of it, right? And
Right.
it bringing
Right.
that to
Right.
life, right? Like, and even like I feel the first movie is really dated nowadays. Like, it's kind of hard to get into that first movie unless you really.
Oh, is A New Hope hard for
Honestly,
you to watch?
I even trying to like show it to other people that aren't big fans of it, like it's harder to do than, let's say, putting on Empire Strikes Back. You put Empire Strikes Back on, people fall into it because it's just that good. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, it holds
Yeah, people
up.
love Empire.
But I think the first one's a little dated, I won't lie. But
They're just slow paced, I would say, for
right,
the
but
first one.
it's still
Yeah.
like I still remember. I didn't watch these movies except for when I was a kid, and I couldn't remember them. So when Episode 7 was coming out, I was like, man, I really never like got fully into Star Wars besides like the prequels when I was a kid and stuff, you know. So I
Right.
got into the OG. The OG isn't dated. It's ahead of its time. I feel the first one is kind of dated. I think
Yeah, he's just
sequels
saying more of the
totally.
New Hope is dated. Return of the
Right,
Jedi
the very
and
first movie.
yeah, Return of
So
the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, that is perfect to T.
But
Or
but
ahead of
so
her
when
time.
I first watched A New Hope and Empire, like as an adult, right? I was 18 or 19 or whatever. And oh god. I'm back.
Yeah, you're
All
still
right.
here.
Yeah.
I'm having connection issues. So like Obi-Wan starts telling Luke about the Clone Wars, for example, and like they don't give you much about it, or that his father was like this pilot, right? Before they tell you his father is Vader. Like
Mhm.
there is like this fantastical imaginative like side to it that I could really feel and get into. And I think Star Wars' biggest flaw is filling in the spaces, right? When like one of its greatest things about it was having you imagine these things. I didn't need to ever see the Clone Wars. I didn't need to ever see the prequels.
Right,
I
just
didn't
the
need to see
idea
how
of the
Vader. Yeah, and it kind of takes
Mhm.
away from it in a way, right? Like, because it's like this grandiose thing in your head, and then when they bring it to life, like it's not always the same, right? And I think that's where you're at, Joe, where you're like, you know, they finally do the thing you want, and they don't do it the way you want it to be, right? Now I'm not on that
Yeah.
same page, and I don't think you're that way about this, right? You're the opposite. You're glad that finally is kind of more in line with what you want, right?
Yeah, I'm just happy that, like, for me, what I like is I was, even though it wasn't I wasn't the biggest fan of of the movie overall. But when Solo started teasing the idea that we're going to potentially get more Maul in live action, I was excited because I'm like, okay, well, Phantom Menace, we ended him so abruptly, and then Clone Wars we bring him back, and like animation is great and everything, but I really wanted to see more of his story because I knew because I read the books, and there's a lot of books with Maul that really flesh him out as a character that make you go, oh, this character's awesome, and he's super cool.
Right.
And that was before even Clone Wars had come out. And then when Clone Wars came out, once Sam got a hold of Maul, he gave him this whole other personality, and made you feel like, wow, this is a really interesting character. He doesn't just swing his lightsaber around. Yes, he has the coolest lightsaber, being the double-bladed lightsaber, and doing all the cool
I think
things.
Maul actually
ahead,
benefits from
but-
this kind of treatment compared to a character like Vader.
Yes.
Where Maul really
Yes,
isn't
yes.
like the huge entity that kills the Jedi. You know what I mean? Like Vader is.
Yes.
Vader has
yes.
this epicness, this iconicness. You know what I mean? Maul, I like the direction of not like Sith Lord Maul, just Maul. You know, like crime underlord.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that does work.
Mhm.
I like
Yeah.
that a lot, actually. You know, and it's a
Yeah,
character
that's
you
what I like
can
about Maul.
flesh out and get more out of in that way, even if it does kind of make the Obi-Wan death like a little bit like it's still, let's have fun with it. It's Star Wars. It doesn't need to be so serious that we can't have fun with it in a creative way.
I also
right?
feel like a really long this was like a while ago in the stream. Underground said earlier like he wanted like a Star Killer show. I really wish that I do think we should get Star Wars content that's not connected to the actual timeline, like a non-canon,
Yeah, you never have
like
to
a
bring-
fun
you never-
non-canon Star Wars show.
Yeah.
Like that, like I
Yeah.
think that's what we really need.
Yeah, you never have to.
like
To
Visions.
have
Yeah, you never have to have
more
Star Killer
creative
appear
freedom,
with the other-
because I think what's so hard about these Disney Plus shows that are coming out, not all of them, but most of them, is especially like the Obi-Wan show, for example. It's like, well, we're trying to tell these new stories, but we're also trying to push them into the timeline so they all fit and they're all sewn together, and that's where you can get a lot of messes, exactly with Obi-Wan. So I think if you had just a show that's not connected to like the official timeline, but it was still set in the Star Wars world, that would just be something new to see and more refreshing and less
Right.
less like
They made it-
chains on it.
Yes, they made it too connected. They literally were like, "What if we do what Marvel does? We're also owned by Disney." It's
Right.
just,
Mhm.
it needed
Right,
to
do
be
the
more
EU stuff in
loosely
animation. That would
connected.
be another good thing to do. Like
Yeah,
take
like
Right.
the
things
one
from
thing
the-
that I
That
think
would be
about.
like, oh, if I got
'Cause-
like just one episode of Visions with Han, Luke, and Leia, I'd be happy. You know what I mean? Like, just please give me.
That's what I do like
something.
about Visions,
I mean, it
even
would've
though
been
I know
cool-
Visions isn't perfect. That's what I do like about Visions, is that it's still Star Wars, but it's not connected to the Skywalker saga,
Right,
It's its own
which we just
thing.
have
And I
had
think
I
too
Star
just
much of.
Wars
wish
Star Wars needs
I
to do
just
that
wish
more.
we could get like it. I wish Star Wars would do. I know that Marvel tried it and it didn't work for them very well because they picked the wrong storylines. I wish Star Wars could have a proper, since they have such good animation with good animated shows. I would love to see a Star Wars What If type thing. We won't even have to call it What If, but they had comics about it, and just like these little, like I thought, kind of like, because the problem with the Tales shows they made is the Tales are still canon tellings of things that happen in Star Wars, right? So like what I like Dooku being a Jedi, that's how that went. Young Ahsoka, that's
Right,
how
they're
that
all
stuff
still
happened.
canon.
Like,
It's canon stories being connected to,
yes.
yeah.
yes, I would love to see like what ifs of like what if Luke took Vader's hand, and what if Leia and Luke and Vader all teamed up against the Emperor and made their new empire, like. And what if they did a what if about Starkiller? What if they did
What if
like,
was Star Killer?
like, that's
I could live without what if. I just want like I think Retro just nailed it. I think you do EU animated because Disney's
I think
abandoned
either
EU,
do EU,
right?
yeah.
Mhm. I think you do EU stuff, or like not. I don't think I would really want a what if either, but just like completely new and original ideas
Yeah, give us
set in
Old
the Star
Republic.
Wars world.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
build a old Republic universe. Just let them actually do it. You know, like it would be very cool. Did you guys like when Leia was revealed been Luke's twin sister?
Here's my thing. When
So-
it comes to the original trilogy, George Lucas, I totally respect him as a creator and obviously the creator of Star Wars. He is not always the best writer or director, and he even said so himself. He doesn't like directing. And he was kind of winging it, I
Yeah.
think, when it came to the original trilogy. Not the entire thing, but just little things like that, because clearly Leia
Well, it
and Luke
wasn't
were
all
gonna be
planned
a
out.
couple. Right, exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
It
Like Luke and
wasn't.
Leia were kind of gearing towards being a couple
Right.
because of the whole kiss scene, but then he later decided to change it. And I think, to be honest, I do prefer Luke and Leia as siblings rather than a couple. And maybe that's because obviously we're just so
I
used to that
agree.
being the story. But I think even then, it's still just a better. What if Luke faced off Mr. Beast?
Well,
What do you
Mr.
think about
Beast would
that?
put up a fight, but Luke would definitely win. He's the last
But
hope of the galaxy, man. Like, come on.
yeah, but like I just find it more compelling when it comes to, like, I think Han and Leia work better as a couple than like Luke and Leia, and I think Luke and Leia have a better sibling. And even in the first movie, I would say
Yeah.
they gave
So
off more sibling vibes. But again, maybe that's because I have the idea
when they
already
were
that there
kissing,
are. No, not when they were kissing. You weirdo.
so
when
here's a fun
when he's
fact.
rescuing her in the stormtrooper suit, that's what I meant. Because they're
Right.
both a little
Okay.
sassy. Mm-hmm.
So I know the most about the OG trilogy, right? Here's a fun fact for
Mm-hmm.
you. The original
Okay.
sequel for Star Wars New Hope, right, was actually written as a novel. It's called A Splinter in the Mind's Eye, right?
Yep.
And George Lucas hired this dude to write it, and he had to go off of just what was made with the movie and make a sequel. And literally, Luke and Leia end up being lovers in it, and it becomes more about Obi-Wan is guiding Luke to get this very force sensitive item in the galaxy that will
Mm-hmm.
allow like Obi-Wan to use the force to inhibit Luke's body and fight Vader. And that is like, it's not a trilogy, I believe. Like, it actually isn't ending the Star Wars as a sequel. Or at least to the whole Vader thing. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't think Palpatine ever actually comes into it because it's not built up until the sequel. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Palpatine's not in the first movie. So um yeah, so it's just a little fun fact. And then, they grabbed somebody else to act.
What? Sorry, retro. What
Oh
does TIE
boy.
Fighter stand?
What does what's
TIE
TIE Fighter stand for? TIE and TIE Fighter. What does it stand for, retro? You
Yeah,
have
what does it stand for, retro?
20
Retro,
seconds. You
don't
have
look
20
this shit
seconds.
up.
You're not allowed to look it up. You're not allowed to look
Yeah,
it
you're
up.
not allowed to look it up.
We'll
What
know
does
if you're
TIE Fighter
we're
stand
watching
for?
you. We know. You're running out of time. You're running out of time.
Yeah.
You're looking it up. We know you are. We can see you. We can see your screen.
Yeah.
We hacked into your
And
system.
I got 3 questions for you, retro. Got 3. What does TIE Fighter
You're
stand
taking too long.
for?
You're running out of time. Running out of time. You're out of time, buddy.
Fake fan,
You're out
fake
of
Star
time.
Wars, fake Star. You've been cut. All right. Next question.
That's crazy.
What is the name of the Ewok that bravely helped Leia?
You got twin right.
That's not a good enough answer.
No,
Full thing, retro. Full
fake
thing.
fan.
Full thing. What is the name of the Ewok? Name an Ewok. Name the Ewok in Return
Name
of the
5
Jedi.
clones right now.
Name 5 clones.
Well, this is the original trilogy. So that one wouldn't work.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the 5 clones
it's
don't work.
Star Wars in general, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but original.
Okay,
trilogy.
this should be an easy one, retro. This is a really easy one, retro. What movie did Han use a lightsaber in, and what was he doing with it?
What's the only time Han used a lightsaber?
Yeah, what's the only time Han used a lightsaber?
That's too easy.
That's what I said.
That's what I said.
Children. This girl over here took her sweet time.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Okay, Virtual got the Ewok question. Wicket.
Easy
All right.
Wicket?
Yeah, that is the Ewok.
What does that mean?
Wicket, the name of the Ewok.
Oh.
Fake.
Yeah, no,
Fake. Anyways, I want to wrap up the Star Wars talk. We talked a long time about Star Wars.
So the main point. So the last thing I'll say before we move on to our next topic was, episode 5, saving retro crash out. Oh, that's funny.
Anyways,
What's up? Yeah.
Let's.
Yeah. So the last thing I'll say is like on the mall thing was like I like that we're seeing storylines where like I like that we're at a point where like there's no way you're gonna get anything in mall that's gonna tie back to the sequel. Where the one thing that I like about that's the one difference from the Mando stuff is when you're watching Mando season 3, and we already got hints of it in season 2. When you're watching season 3, you know immediately where they're going after this Mando timeline, and it kind of sucks because it's like sour milk, right? We're like, this is before, and then oh wow, now you got this. I like with Maul that like, hey, this is stuff we know what happens to Maul already. We're getting to enjoy this timeline, see these characters, but none of these characters in this timeline, except for maybe the Apprentice, are probably making it out. So I think that's kind of, other than like post Rebels. So I kind of like that we get to play with that timeline.
Right.
So I think that's fun.
Okay.
So,
Star Wars
so that's all I'll
is
say
done.
about on the Star Wars front.
We gotta
Yeah,
wrap
that's
on
done.
Star Wars.
Done.
It always happens to us.
Yeah, it
Always
does.
happens to
I
us.
thought it wouldn't because Chris wasn't here this week. Chris the Fourth, our co-host.
We all just are
You're
passionate Star Wars
fool.
fans. It happens.
You're a fool to believe
so-
that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So we got a few things still. Only a couple. We should talk DTF.
Oh yeah.
And then I guess I could talk a little Invincible. And we got the boys. And that's it.
Okay.
Yep.
So
DTF. Really funny
Retro, I'd
episode.
ask you a question.
Oh, Retro. Luke, what was the original name for Luke?
fucking Luke, dude. What do you mean? It was always Luke. It was never anything but Luke. Trick question. Nice. Next. All right. Go ahead, Kenna.
Yeah, DTF.
I know that answer.
Really funny episode. I really, to be honest, I don't remember it super well. So, and I mean, it's the second to last episode, so the mystery is kind of gearing up to fully be, revealed. So that's
Fully
exciting.
Be fully hard. Full on, actually.
Full on.
And
The
the
show's
kids
almost
don't kill
full
him.
on. Yeah. It's
Anakin
like
Star
kind of
Killer.
on. It's
What's
like
up,
really
Skizzo?
on, but not full on.
But
It's
not-
just
but
like,
not full
get
on,
off
I-
of me.
It was definitely it was a nice episode that's really, again, more focused on Floyd and Clark's really friendship, and then like the wife was not really in it except for a few scenes. It was mostly
What's up, Skizzo? Welcome.
for Floyd, where he's like, my friend really likes coffee. Oh yeah, he's trying to get what's it, Tiger, trying to set up Tiger and Clark together, and then that was later, and then it kind of ends with like, do you think he mixed the drugs? And it's like, well, maybe he did do that, because that's where I'm kind of leaning towards with the mysteries. Like, I don't think it was like a full-on planned murder. I think it was more of an accident that Clark got himself killed. But maybe there's one more twist up their sleeve in the story. Maybe.
There might be. I don't know. I think it's possible that Floyd just kind of kills himself, actually, because he already knows that the health insurance claim is there. You know, like he probably might, like he sees what his relationship has turned into with Carol. Maybe it gets worse in this last episode that we haven't seen yet, right? Like, and she's just totally over it. He's back in love with her. He knows like nobody really wants him. He gets sad about it and he just does what he does. Like, he kind of already was there a little bit in this episode, right? Where, you know, the kid Franklin is like, don't you do that every day? And he's like, yeah, not today. You know, like, and like clearly this has
something has switched up.
Right. He's actually normally he can't be fazed by a lot of things. But like this seems to actually have hit him. So
You really got him.
Right. No, it's good. It's the funniest episode, I think, of the season. Kind of was saying, do you like coffee? So Jason Bateman's character is trying to get this like somebody. He hears
Waiter.
that there's a lot of gay people over at the what is it, the 99 or something?
Yeah,
and, Yeah, they call it the Boysville 99, right? And like he's like, so
Oh my
I
gosh.
figure one of the waiters has got to be gay, right? So he just like takes the waiter he has and he's just like, yeah, so do you like coffee? Like, it's just so awkward because he's
Yeah,
trying
it's
to.
horrible. And he keeps going with it, even though the waiter is clearly just like,
Yeah,
no,
it's so
not into
funny. And
it.
he's like, would you get an erection for my friend for $900? Like, and he's like, no, I don't think I would do that. Like, it's so funny and so awkward. Like, if you want like cringe comedy to the max, really. Like people talk
Right,
about all
yeah.
these cringe comedies.
It's
That
like
one,
secondhand embarrassment. Yeah.
oh yeah,
But
no,
it's
that one
funny.
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's funny as hell. Like Floyd, it's been already mentioned that he's not gay earlier in the show, and he's like just such a nice guy that he ends up like matching with a guy and not realizing it's a guy, and he goes with it and he makes out with the dude, but he's like
Mhm.
not gay at all that we know of, right?
Oh
I
yeah,
guess,
I like that.
but
I like that scene where he was like, so he did like a thrust, like a what did he say? He's like, so
yeah,
I kind of thrusted
thrust
back,
back.
but like,
Show's hilarious.
I know it's really funny.
I love the part too with the detective, the older detective, and he's like, so who touched whose ass? He's like, I hate that I have to ask this. Like,
Yeah, he's like, I can't.
and
Yeah.
he just writes down on his notepad AP for ass play.
That's
It's
crazy.
so funny, dude. And
So this show is just crazy.
it's
huh?
funny,
It's
man.
funny. Mm-hmm.
And it's good. It's like actually a good mystery. It's a good show. It's HBO, that should be their tagline. But what the hell was I gonna
Pretty
say?
accurate.
So like I was just trying to build up the fact that like Floyd is not really gay that we know of, right? But in
Mm-hmm.
this episode, he matches with Tiger because he's so like
Mm-hmm.
down on himself about not getting any matches on DTF, the app, and how nobody wants him, right? And like then he finally, of course, his best friend Clark made this fake profile, Tiger. It's part of what the whole show is about. And we're finally getting to the point where we're seeing what's gonna happen, right? And like Floyd's talking about it and he's like, yeah, I just been thinking about dick a lot lately. And like Clark's like, what do you mean? And he's like, like penis. Like, dude, it's just so funny. It's just like, what if we were like hugging and like then he got a boner? That'd be like pretty cool. Because like
That's
Floyd's
crazy.
just so desperate to be wanted at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
He'll
funny.
take any
It's
attention. Yeah.
right. It's obviously it gets a bit uncomfortable just talking about it, right? But
But that's the
it's
humor in it, really.
yeah, and it's well done.
Mm-hmm.
Like compared to Rooster that we talk about that like just isn't there. Like
No,
Rooster's
it's just a
like
flop.
yeah, it's lighthearted. It's
It's
too
flat.
lighthearted,
It's flat. That's what I would say. It's
Yeah,
flat.
kind of. It's not really
While
going
while
anywhere.
DTF
DTF has
well
got some
DTF has more nuance to it, I would say. And then
it's got some
Rooster's just kind
shreds
of there.
in the dirt.
Yeah.
It's leaving a mark. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's good. Yeah, no, I like DTF quite a bit. I'm very excited to see what the last episode's going to be like. And we're finally, and it could be the end of the episode, like I predicted. We're finally going to get what happened to Floyd's dick, the story,
Oh
because
yeah,
we
the
still
story
don't
that he was
know.
telling. Yeah.
We still don't know. Yeah, that's been built
We
up
still
all
don't know.
season,
No.
so that should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say
It's
about
been a fun
DTF.
week. There's been
Mhm.
so much this week. I had to actually just look it up because I needed to. I want to talk about a few video games real quick too. I know, Kenna. Hold on. Like not more things. So well, there's something coming out every day this week, right? So we had
Mhm.
Sunday DTF. I'm not even gonna count Sunday really though. Monday Mall. Tuesday,
Daredevil.
Daredevil. Wednesday, Invincible
Thursday.
and The Boys.
Mhm.
Actually,
You know what's something I realized about that. That's funny that you say that on Monday, right? So like, was there ever Mando episodes on Mondays?
No,
I
I
don't
think that
think
was
so.
Tuesdays. It was
Yeah.
Tuesdays. for
Because it's
Mando.
kind of genius marketing doing
Mall
Mall
Mondays.
Monday
Mondays
Mall,
now.
yeah.
Because
So
it's
Monday
Mall
It's good.
Mondays.
And Friday, actually, Underground said earlier that the Malcolm in the Middle reboot is coming back on April 10th. That's Friday. So Friday, we have the 4-episode Malcolm in the Middle like series cap up. And I was like, damn, we have something new every day this week. This week is crazy, right? There's got to be something on Thursday. So here, I looked up some stuff just to find something for Thursday, right? And there's actually
Okay.
one game, two games. Minos. This looks kind of cool. Not gonna lie. This is like you are a Minotaur of Greek legend, right? And it pits players against the Minotaur by putting them like in a maze, and like you're the villain. Like, and the heroes have to try to get through your maze, and like you are the Minotaur controlling the maze. This actually sounds pretty cool. Like, I might have to check this out a little bit. And then there's a demo out for it too. And this one I think you'll like more, Kenna. This is called A Planet Full of Cats. And it's a
Sounds perfect.
hidden object game centered around the theme of where the hell is my cat? A planet full of cats will let you explore richly illustrated environments on a planet. Like, yeah,
Crazy.
Metrovania style, like trying to find objects, but all like
Okay.
cat planet based. It actually seems like it could be kind of cool. And just a shout out, because this came out yesterday. Pokemon Champions dropped yesterday. I haven't heard anything about this, but there's
No,
Pokemon
me neither.
games dropping I don't even hear about now. I'm like, what is going, like, I didn't know
Right.
Pokepia was coming out. But now we got Pokemon Champions. Is this is one of two things. I'm not fully sure. It focuses purely on battling. Doesn't feature the tedious grinding or whatever. There was that, what was that last Pokemon game? Was it Pokemon Champions? There was a fighting game. Remember, it was a literal fighting Pokemon game. And I'm gonna have to
I
look
don't
it up,
remember.
because is this that game? Or like, is somebody in the chat? No,
That's
that was
funny.
something else, right? Hold on.
Pokemon fighting game. It's just
Yeah,
Pokemon Champions. Free to start
I'm
battle simulator launching your book.
oh, Pokken Tournament.
I was just
Remember
gonna say that
Pokken
because that was the
Tournament?
second thing. Nope,
So
don't remember it.
you don't. Oh, that was like one of
Never
the
heard of
bigger
it.
games early on the Switch, because the Switch didn't have a lot of games at first, right? So I'm wondering, is
I was not with
Champions?
it.
No, Pokken Tournament Underground. So Pokemon Champions, I'm wondering, is it more like Pokken Tournament, or is it more like Pokemon Stadium?
I don't know.
Because those two factors make a huge difference. Okay, Champions is not like Pokken Tournament. Pokemon Champions is a free to play official battle simulator. Okay. That makes it worth a download if it's free to play. This just looks like a turn-based game in the style of Pokemon Stadium, which is amazing. Huh. That sounds amazing. So yeah, that came out yesterday on the Switch and Switch 2, free to play. That's worth a download. I'll be downloading that. And that was just all the new news for all that stuff this week. And I'll
All right.
just
So is the
what
cat
are we?
game? Is the cat game gonna be? So is that a PlayStation game, or what's the deal with the cat game? Where the Cat Planet game?
I got you.
Okay.
Cozy Metrovania style hidden object game developed by DevCats, launching April 9th for PC and Nintendo Switch.
All right. Well, I mean, I have a Nintendo Switch, but I don't know.
You might actually buy a Switch game.
No. No. Not really. No.
Pokemon Stadium was the game to play back in the day. Yes, sir. Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Coliseum, both great games. If this seems like it's basically those, like it's a 3D style, like big open area, like turn-based Pokemon game. Give it a download, Underground. Do you have a Switch or Switch 2? Was there something else I wanted to talk about besides the boys?
You want to talk about Invincible? You want to talk about Invincible for a little bit?
You wanted to talk
All
about
right.
Invincible, and I wanted to talk about Project
Oh
Hail
yeah.
Mary.
So Invincible, yeah, it's great. It's good. I love it. Episode 4 was a bit of a down note. We're back up and running. It's so good. If you're missing it, you're missing out. It is like some of the best superhero stuff coming out right now. I don't care if people are hating on it.
I'm working on catching up.
You're a slowpoke, Joe.
Slowpoke, but I can't. You know how long the episodes are for 2 episodes per day. It's
Yeah,
like,
it takes
not
a
easy.
minute. I know you've been missing out this whole time, bro. Come on. No, it's so nice.
I'm sorry. I thought the hype was too skyrocketed up for me. I just
The
didn't
hype is
believe it.
real. Okay.
I know. I didn't want to be disappointed. I'm
I
sorry.
hear rumors this could be the final season, and judging off the way it's going, I could totally see that actually happening. And that would just be a shock to everybody. Like, yeah, that was the end. You're like, damn. So, Underground episode 3, season 1. You gotta wait. You're slow too, Underground. Oh my god, y'all got lots of Invincible to watch. It's great. Everything's paying off.
At least I'm in season 2. At least I'm almost done with season 2.
There you go. Yeah, everything is just paying off right now. Everything that's been built up so much, and that's part of why I think it could be ending. Robert Kirkman ended his comic without anybody knowing until the day it came out, really, unless somebody like worked on it. He did a very good job keeping it a secret, and I think he could do the same thing with the show. So it could just be the end.
Mhm.
What are we smiling about over there?
Nothing. I'm just thinking.
Were people
thinking.
pissed were people pissed off when the comic was done,
Walking
or
Dead?
like were they happy?
I don't know. I don't really remember.
No, not Walking Dead. You said Invincible.
No,
right?
I'm saying when he ended the Walking Dead comic, nobody knew it was over until the day it came out, which is not usual. Normally, a big book like that, people would have a heads up or something, you know? Like, oh yeah, it's coming to a wrap. Here it comes. It's like the final 5 issues or whatever. They try to make a big deal out of it, get more sales. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. So I guess we're gonna talk about The Boys.
Is that? Oh, you want me to do a Project Hail Mary
Oh
first?
yeah. Do your Project Hail Mary.
Do it quickly, Joe.
Okay. I got a quick one. I promise.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it
He's
very
gotta do
summarized.
Mario,
This movie
too.
is not.
No.
No, I'm gonna do that on the weekend. I'm not gonna do that here. People already don't like me enough as it is. I don't want to get more into the
Project
fans
Hail
mad at me.
Mary.
I'll save that for the weekend. Yeah, so Project Hail Mary is a movie. It is basically a space movie where Ryan Gosling forms a friendship with a rock. Not Dwayne Johnson.
I'm sorry.
Not Dwayne Johnson.
Just the way you
but
said
yeah, so
that,
space
Joe, just the way you
I
led
know.
that up was so fucking good. Oh my god, where Ryan
Right?
Gosling is
No.
friends with a rock. Like I just picture
Yeah.
an actual rock
Yeah.
that Ryan Gosling has become friends with. Because I haven't seen the movie,
Yeah.
but I've heard about Rocky. But that's just what like
Yeah.
hit me. Oh my god.
Yeah, so yes, you got Rocky, and so the movie is both emotional, also has some comedy bits in it. I really enjoyed it. I've heard a lot of hype for this movie, and it definitely lives up for it. I teared up quite a few times. I think it's very emotional. I think it's very, very good storytelling. It's very visually pleasing. Like a lot of the shots in space, they spent a lot of good money on it. But anyway, yeah. If you guys haven't seen Project Hail Mary, go watch Project Hail Mary. But it's time to talk about The Boys.
Okay,
Sorry,
bye.
I have the giggles. Oh man, sorry, I have the giggles just because I can't stop picturing
The whole
I
rock
can't
thing.
stop picturing Ryan Gosling just like sitting next to a rock and like these giant cinematic
Yes.
shots of it. It's funny to me.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. All right, so we're talking about
Boys,
The Boys
buddy.
now. So episode 1 and episode 2 dropped at 3 a.m. or I guess 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Today. So
Yes, 3 a.m. Eastern
So, yeah.
Standard Time, so 2 a.m. for you.
each episode is about 60 minutes long. So we've been waiting for The Boys to be back for a long time for the final season. I have to say that these episodes, despite you were a little worried, I think these episodes so far live up to
I'm loving it.
my expectation.
I'm loving it. I'm pleasantly surprised.
They owned up to the death promise. Boys sucks.
Ban her.
3 a.m. Damn, I went to bed at that time this morning from work.
What up, Mr. Z? How you doing?
Yeah, that happens.
So I've been doing a whole rewatch
yeah, so I
on
guess
this show just to get back to.
you did.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I'm not totally caught up, but I've already watched the whole show, so it's all good. But it's nice to rewatch a bunch and see where it is, you know. Yeah, thanks for coming by. So season 5, yeah, there's been a lot of like the showrunner keeps talking about like how he thinks people are gonna be, you know, very critical of the whole show, even retroactively, just based off this final season. He's worried people aren't going to be satisfied off the final season. He already said some stuff like the craziest thing they could come up with for Homelander to say has already actually happened in real life with Trump, right? So like they kind of he wishes that they wrote it after the election at this point. But even with all that being said, going into these first 2 episodes, yeah, no, just like Joe was saying, like I was very happy to see like, no, it's still the boys, man. It really is. And like they're still tackling the current subjects that are going on. They're doing it beautifully. Like I'm really liking it. And it almost doesn't even feel as on the nose as like season 4 kind of did. Seems like it's like more so a portrayal of things rather than like an exact and a direct like pointing the finger.
I feel like it feels like a return to form for the final season 2 because I didn't like a lot of aspects of season 4, and I feel like even though in season 4 there was some great moments, this season feels more in line with the better parts of season 3, season 2, and season 1 so far, where you're getting those vibes that you got from those seasons. Like one thing I really enjoy, I need to finish Gen V season 2. I need to do that too, Mr. Z. Don't worry.
I think a lot ended up there. Like everybody was kind of like, "Oh, a new boys show, Gen V," right? And a lot of people watched season 1, but a lot of people didn't watch season 2. And I was right there with you until a few months ago, and I was like, you know what? I gotta finally watch this because the final season of the boys is coming out, and I like it so much. Let me just tell you guys, like, I think a big thing for people is like, yeah, you heard it. It ends at 6 months before the boys season 5. Yeah, no, it's very relevant to it. It is tied in. It's already mentioned in what like kind of happens in that is already mentioned in these first 2 episodes of season 5. And like me, I was actually really surprised with Gen V season 2. I thought it was really good, and it had a lot of backgrounds for Frederick Vaught, like the creator of Compound V.
Did
And
you
you
like
learn
Gen V season 2 more than the boys season 4?
That's part of why I'm doing the rewatch, but honestly, off my memory, yeah, kinda. I did actually. I really like the villain of season 2 of Gen V. I think it's very well done in that. Like, I like it. It brings the team together. It brings a lot of those characters together, and like they get their payoffs. I think it's good. You don't like the show, the creator of the boys, the show at least, the showrunner. He wants it so you don't have to watch Gen V though to watch the boys, you know, so you don't feel.
I noticed
Yeah,
that.
you don't need to, but it adds to it. I'll tell you that for sure. I really liked it, so it's worth a watch if you like the boys universe enough. So yeah, jumping in season 5, like we jump right into it. Like what there's just so much critical talk about this show. It was so nice to just enjoy it and finally get the boys back, you know, like, and that's what this was. Like, we're talking about the internment camps or the freedom camps that were in the show. Honestly, Gen V started rocky for me mainly because Change Perdomo died, aka Andre Anderson. Oh yeah, he was a good actor. Loved him in Sabrina. Yeah, no, I haven't watched that Sabrina, but yeah, I get where you're coming from on that. That can, if you're a fan, you know, yeah, no worries. But yeah, I think 2 is better than season 1 for sure.
That's fair.
But yeah, so the freedom camps in season 5, like our main boys, they're kind of all trapped. They have no way out. And the first episode is really about getting this plan to get them out of there, right? And how Starlight, like,
Yeah.
it's really a trap. Like, the Vought has set a trap to get Starlight and Starlighters out of hiding so that they can actually deal with them. They have this, like, internment camp completely, like, not only guarded to the T, but like they have Soups guarding it. The girl from an earlier season that was like in that institutionalized place where she can like crush anybody's like body or make them explode just like with her hands. And like she's guarding. You see this guy try to get out of the fenced area and just like explodes in front of everybody. And they do a beautiful job, similar to Daredevil, right? But maybe even more aggressive than Daredevil, where
Oh yeah, I think it's just because it's a little different. It's easier to do aggressive here when
yeah,
you're
well,
definitely focusing on a more mature
right,
audience.
that and The Boys has always been inherently political, right? There's no way that it wasn't.
Yeah,
So when Homelander's walking around with a freaking flag as a cape, like how can it not be political? But they just deal with the politics so well, man. Just like pushing Christianity onto people. The parts with Sister Sage talking about like we've put so much disinformation out there, nobody knows what's true. Like they're taking so many things that this administration is doing right now and bringing it into like the show. While like I love what Daredevil's doing with Fisk as representative as Trump and the anti-vigilante task force, basically our reality. Exactly. Like, and we're getting to the point now where it's like Homelander's starting to believe like he's Jesus. And you got this stuff coming out now where people are saying Trump is like
yeah,
the
dude, it was so good.
risen Christ and shit. Like, and that's where like the showrunner's worried because he's like, our show's kind of a parody, but it's not really a parody because what's happening right now in the actual administration is literally this crazy. Like, it's just so nice to see shows actually tackle this, especially superhero shows that are about good and evil and just like the
Yeah,
core of these types of things. Like, comics have always been political. So it's nice to just see like it actually get represented and done so in I think kind of a classy way for these shows. Like they're not trying to beat you
yeah,
over the head with it, you know what I mean? Like, but it's clearly something that's happening and we're all dealing with it, right? And there's plenty of us that do feel
yeah,
this way about it, even though the idiots are the ones that are loudest. They're the ones screaming on social media. They're the ones screaming in people's faces about their terrible opinions. Meanwhile, we can have people actually put like artistic like content out that says something about what's going on right now in the world. And that's beautiful,
yeah.
right? So the season follow through all the way. I don't know, but I think I'm very happy so far with just the first 2 episodes.
I feel like they hit the ground running right away. I mean, one thing for me, since we are getting into a little bit of spoilers here, one thing for me that I was surprised because I knew they were going to uphold the death take, but there was something that they were going to pull off that if it was to carry through, I would still be talking positive about this show, but I would have been even more blown away than I was because it was such a ballsy move if they did it. There was a moment during this episode where with the spoiler alert, have been warned, Mr. C.
Definitely
You've been
spoiler
warned.
alert.
Yeah, the spoilers are up.
This is the end of our
I
episode
thought,
2, our last subject. So spoiler.
yep, I thought Huey was gonna die in this episode. There was a
I
minute where I thought it was gonna happen.
I didn't think Huey would die, but I think I think Huey could die, but I think they want to save it if they're gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like,
But they were cutting it really close. Like he had him that close.
oh
And
yeah, with the laser eyes.
like we've never had Homelander have Huey. Yeah, like if A Train didn't show up, he would have been
dead. Oh, yeah,
cooked.
100%.
Like, yeah.
That was a great scene.
So I gotta admit that the show I haven't watched a show where I'm like, wow, nobody really is safe. Like
no,
anybody really can
Yes.
die. I'm kind of shocked about that. Like
Yeah.
that kind of threw me for a loop. I was like,
Season
okay.
5 of The Boys, anybody could die, pretty much, right? Except for Homelander and Butcher,
Yep.
they're probably
But-
both gonna make it to the end of the show,
Yep.
right?
But Yeah, but one of the most predicted deaths that we've had for a long time, even since season 4, was we kind of figured A Train was going to
Right.
go. What a way to go! I mean, he got the heroic death, did some quicksilvering to save Huey, and I love the fact that this literally, like, even in conversation with Butcher in this episode, and even into the next episode, I love that even Huey's like, wow, A Train, I've hated the guy for a long time, but he was a hero in the end. And the fact that he literally, I love that about Huey's character, that he actually accepts that, wow, even though this dick killed my girlfriend in the very pilot episode of the show, he saved me. When I needed him, he knew him showing himself to Homelander was going to be his end, but he
Right.
saved me. Because that's what heroes do, and I think that was beautiful, and the fact that, like, they're toying around. We kind of knew from the trailers that A Train was going to do something crazy. But the fact they went the full Days of Future Past, the fact he, like, first was like, nope, I'm not going to do anything, I'm not going to do this, and then he shows up and just does his
He's
thing.
kind of, to be a Lord of the Rings fan, he's kind of like Gollum, actually. Where Huey could have let him die, right? And just like Frodo says, why don't we just kill him? About Gollum, to Gandalf.
Yeah.
Gandalf says to Frodo, he may have a part to play in this yet, right? And like it goes for so many characters, like when they get their lives saved rather than being killed off, like they do have a part to play still. Their heart does change, right? And like here we have that with A Train, and he ends up like these guys would have died if it wasn't for A Train in this episode. So he really did have a part to play, saved these guys, and like continued on what could be done to stop the overall threat. Like he redeems himself, right? And I think we get a really good scene, Train's funeral, but we don't actually really see the funeral, but we get to see Homelander with the coffin at the very end, and like how he's saying like A Train's the only person he ever loved. Like he really had his back no matter what. Why'd you have to go and do that? We just see Homelander is just cracking more and more and more. Like he's really starting to lose it, and we're just getting a great journey of it to the breaking point, really. Like because then we also see Homelander wake Soldier Boy back up, his father essentially, right?
Yep.
And like, where is this gonna go? And I love Sister Sage in the very beginning of that being like, so why did you let him out? And like Homelander is like worried about answering it, and he kind of just is like, oh, because we can send him over to there. And she's like, good, because I was worried you just woke him up. Because you know what'll happen, right? If he dies, like I don't want you to go to pieces, and that's so that ending of episode 2 spoilers is like we get this soup virus that we've been building up to for a while in the show. It's finally powerful enough to potentially take down Homelander, but it's got to get tested on somebody. Try to test it on this rock hard guy. It was pretty funny. He's like, they're making like jerk off jokes. Yeah, with the volcano. Like, they got mountains pouring on the TV. It's like volcanoes going off, and like he spurts a thing of lava at them, and it's like how he's been building himself up so much. It's like gross, like boys shock value stuff.
Very much boys' sense of humor. Very boys. I like that.
Yeah, it was funny.
I also love the moment where Huey's being grabbed by Soldier Boy, and Soldier Boy's like, all your jokes are about blowing dudes.
That was good. And he just like ignores it and makes another one. It's just like, oh my god. No. So we see the
that's
the
one thing I was glad about, because the virus gets out, right? Oh, I was just really glad so the virus went out. I was also very glad like that for me, I knew people were gonna die in this show, but we knew we had I forget what episode he's coming in, but we know we have Jared. That we're getting the Supernatural reunion because we have Jared coming in here as one of the other soups,
I
right?
didn't even know that.
So when we got to the end of the second episode, I was like, First, before we got to the very end, I was like, "Son of a bitch!" They brought Soldier Boy back just to kill him with this fucking virus, and I'm like, "Damn it!" Because I love Soldier Boy. That's like my favorite character on the show next to Homelander. So I was like, so I was really pissed at first, and then when we got to the end, I was like, "Oh, thank
Yeah.
God," because I know he is gonna die. But I would have been really pissed off if they brought him back in one episode after the cliffhanger at the end of season 4, and then he just dies.
Right.
Like
I
that
think it
would
would
have
have
been
been
shitty.
fine just
So
because it really isn't about him so much as it's about Homelander, right? And like him losing his
yeah, but
dad
I
would have
think that the
been.
reason they're doing is that
I think him losing his dad just
yeah,
is another breaking point, right? Like, and that's huge. But like,
right.
so
I think it would have been another
we
breaking
see that
point.
he lives through the virus in this. Like, he's in a body bag already. And this was actually one of a little pet peeve, when they don't have consistencies in film, where his body bag is
Yeah,
open over his face for like the first 2 cuts to him. And
yeah,
then after that, it's closed. And it's like, why is it closed now? That's just a little thing. But as Homelander's walking away,
yeah,
like, keeps losing everybody. Why do bad things keep happening to me? Soldier Boy
yep,
sits up in the body bag and the episode ends. So we know he's not dead. But we saw his face and it's covered in those hive shit. Right. So like when he comes back, he's gonna be pissed off. We don't know if he'll be fully healed or he's gonna actually be deformed now. Right. So I almost feel like we're gonna get like some monstrous version of one of these villains, whether it be Soldier Boy or Homelander, where it's like the virus won't kill him, but it turns him into this giant monster, and then like Billy Butcher's like turning into
yeah.
this
So it
giant
seemed
monster through the shit inside of him. Like I love the
yeah.
scene where Homelander's like, "Oh my." Now I heard about the rumors, but I hadn't seen it myself. And he's like looking inside of Billy Butcher, and he can see like the monster inside of him.
Yep.
Yeah, like I thought that was pretty cool.
What was crazy about that scene? What was crazy about that scene is I knew season 5 we're gonna get these big moments, and I knew that we're gonna get we're building up to. I'm sure the very finale will be Billy Butcher and Homelander fighting.
Oh yeah,
But one thing I love is that from the first episode, you want to do a first episode right? We find out in season 4 that Billy's gonna die for what he has in him, right? And
right.
then in season when he gets this, he keeps using this superpower of his. From the fact that we knew the camps were a trap, the moment that you get to season 4, you literally we enter season 5 episode 1, and we even get to see a little pre Homelander Butcher fight where you see like he actually is like gunning for him when they're dealing with the whole get everybody out of the camp. And I was like, I love that the banter between them back and forth. Like we've been waiting for this, and the fact that this is the opening of the season and we're seeing them already go at it, that means we're gonna get a monster conclusion to this.
I think so. I think it's gonna be good, man.
Yeah,
I was starting to get disappointed with the reviews coming out, and actually watching it for myself, I'm like, I'm all in, man. I've been waiting for this. I've been watching The Boys since
yeah,
day one. I remember when the trailer dropped for the first season, and I said, I have no idea what this is, but it looks awesome, and I can't wait for it to
yeah,
come out. And when it came out, I watched that whole season in one day, and I was just like,
yeah.
because that's how it dropped on season 1, was all of one season in one
I
day,
remember
because it
that.
wasn't this
I
popular
remember
thing.
I remember I loved season 1, and I went all in on it because I loved everything that it was about. It had great actors. And that was at a time where Prime wasn't really
Oh,
what it is
Prime.
today.
No,
What?
no.
Yeah,
It was like one of its first
yeah,
shows, really, like,
yeah,
yeah. And
yeah.
Invincible wasn't long after that,
Yeah.
so
When you're
it started
getting,
up.
I'll try to get back into it either tonight or tomorrow. Retro. I'm not committed to any plans on that yet. I'm busy with other things right now, but I'll try to get into it. I'm not really focusing on streaming right now because I have plans to get content out right now. So,
Yeah, get some
but
shorts out, man.
I got shorts and I got a couple long forms I want to put out today. So after the podcast, I don't really have anything else going on today. So I actually get the opportunity to. I worked on some scripts for the week, so I'm really excited to get them out because I've
Nice.
been seeing, even though it takes longer time, my Mario review finally got to like 80 something views. So it takes longer, but I am getting traction. So
I
I
just
think
think
the
it's
shorts
important
are
to be
the.
getting those shorts out every day, though, because they're the
Oh yeah,
ones getting 500, 1,000
well, you're gonna
views. You
like
know
my
what I mean?
next short because my next short is gonna be since it's hard to do boys long form reviews. My next short is of my thoughts on the boys, episode
Episodes 1
one
and
and
2.
two.
Perfect.
Yeah, So
Nice,
that's
dude.
gonna be my next thing because it's current. So yeah, no, I really like it. I really
We
think
should
this
do
is a
that
good
one
start.
today, Joe, because today's it
That's my
came
plan.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as we end, as soon as we end the show, that's the plan. So it's gonna be done today. Yeah, no, I really love, I really love these episodes. I think they're doing a great thing. We heard early on that people were gonna die. Now, obviously, I mean, we know that even though we lost Adrian in the first episode, nobody really major truly died in the second episode because Soldier Boy seems like he is
We had
all
a
right.
fake. We had a fake out.
Yeah.
Soldier Boy fake out. Yeah, that's okay. And we still, I mean, 2 characters died, just not ones that were important to us. Rock
Yeah.
Hard dies, and so does She-Line's boyfriend there. I don't even know what his
Yeah.
name was, but yeah, Shorts' best reviews. You get more attention. Saturday massive debate without Mario.
Yeah.
About Mario.
Rocket
Yeah,
Tools.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good, man. It's good. So
Yeah.
the boys has been good. Everything's been good, man. It's been a great week for content, like new stuff every single day. I'm pumped. Can't wait for next week and the shows that are coming out all over again and do it all over again. So
Heck
fun
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, man.
I guess
love
this
it.
is
I'm
where
gonna
we
be sad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sad come like what basically June. That's when like all the stuff will be over.
Well, next week we should have a really big show because next week we're gonna have all these shows out to talk about, but also we got CinemaCon next week. So,
Oh, really?
So CinemaCon could be movies, TV show news, and we're probably getting that Doomsday stuff. So
Yeah,
So
right.
that- so that could be
Doomsday
cool.
trailer on the way, so that should be awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
well, I guess
Yeah,
we're probably
bugs.
gonna wrap from here then, right? We're getting ready
Yes,
to wrap
sir.
from the. All right.
That will do it. Thank you all for watching so much. We always appreciate it, and we'll be back next week at the same bad time, same bad channel. Take it easy, guys.
Take care, guys. Take care.
That's a Game Boy production.